Yeah.
Oh no!
Matt, what the hell was that?
Wasn't me, coach. Welcome to the Straight Red Card. Get off our lawn.
Welcome to the Straight Red Card. We're back for another lovely show. Don't worry, we won't focus on Lalas the whole time. But I did find his just disbelief that so many people were upset with him again. I don't think they're really upset. I don't think anybody's really upset. Like, I didn't get upset. I just thought, man, what a dumbass. But anyhow, we'll get to that later. Jesus. Hopefully no one got murdered there. All right. The turd in the background says.
Quieter if it was.
Yeah. Well, no kidding. Welcome to the Straight Red Card. We got Balogun. What a day. All credit to Gregg Berhalter and his balls of steel and nobody else. Thank anyone else and he'll kick you in your legs. Well, he's known for that. He really is. Filippo doing a live watch-along in a bit about Jesse Marsch as the U.S. men's national team coach as practically done. Well, he knows we're on right now. Come on, Filippo. I'm like, come on, dude. Should have picked another time doing it at the same time as the TSRC. Laughing out loud. He knows this. You know this, man. Come on, Filippo. I'm texting right now. Back that show up. Back that show up, Filippo.
Look at that. Look at that. Notify me. 8:40.
8:40? Well, that's just absurd. I mean, he could wait. That's good material. He should have done it like he usually does on Mondays, early in the day. All right.
There's already 24 people waiting. They got like 20 minutes, man. Come on, son.
Jesus.
Come on, son.
Well, all right. Well, that leads me to a couple questions. Thank you, Frank, for the $5. What did you do to Tack to get him to have stream during yours? Usually we've always all been really good about avoiding each other, and we do it on purpose. So he must have just forgot, would be my guess.
Like we may just have to intrude on their post-game and during-game streams now.
Maybe so. And, here's a guy who sent me a get well message when I was sick the other week on a Monday. Maybe he thinks I'm still sick.
Rash shield.
Yeah, maybe he forgot about Thursdays. He definitely knows Mondays to stay away from Monday nights. But I'm not sure he remembered Thursday, and I don't blame him. Hell,
so here's
I don't know their schedule.
When Tact goes live, we're gonna stream snipe his ass. We're gonna watch some of his show.
Okay. I like that idea. That's a really good idea. By the way, did you see Jimmy Conrad on Ted Lasso for like 5 seconds?
Oh, yeah.
Did you see that? No, it wasn't even 5 seconds. It was whatever his name, Kent, the character wearing a tie-dyed shirt. Roy Kent. Yeah, and he's wearing a tie-dye and walking through the premises of this fictional Richmond team. And Jimmy apparently he has a job there.
Wanking in the corner, right?
Yeah. So it was weird because Jimmy kind of looked like Gollum a little in this. No offense, Jimmy, but you did look a little Gollum-esque in this footage. Do you have a photo of that? I think I sent it to you.
How'd you send it to me again?
I sent it to your phone. I thought you had it. Thought you had the Jimmy one. Anyhow, while you do that, I will ask you a question you can answer off the cuff, Brett, while you look for this. It was earlier today.
Before you ask.
What's that?
I was saying, hold on. Before you ask that, no, I do not have it on my phone, by the way.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
Sent it to you last night.
Well, it's not popping.
I messaged you.
Oh, that's weird. It is right there. All right, regardless. Close your eyes, Derek. I'm going to show the bingo cards before we get too far into everything, okay?
All right. Let me get the KY out.
The bingo out. Yeah.
All right.
We already know the KY is out. That's why your camera's so smudged. Here's your first card. Look at that. Already starting off strong, guys. Oh, there we go. Number 2 is the winner.
I think I gotta do it faster.
Or 3 has it too, actually. And then 4. All right. Sorry, guys. I'm going to close that out just so that way Derek stops.
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Derek, good.
It's a good break. Yeah, it's just nose drops, folks. Just like last time. I swear to God. All right. So while Brett looks for that, hey, Brett.
Yeah.
What kind of living thing, like not a human, would you not like to come back as?
What kind of living thing, not a human, would I not want to come back as?
Yeah, let me give you an example. Like, I wouldn't want to come back as a small or medium-sized fish. And the reason I say that lives in the ocean, because every fucking morning you're waking up. Not that you go to sleep. I don't know, do fish sleep? But if they do sleep and you wake up, yeah, put it a little closer. It's not focusing, but yeah, Jimmy looked like Gollum in this one.
I would actually go through the effort of emailing it to myself, pulling it up, and I'd have to change the whatever the photo comes in as or HEIC crap.
No, I don't think it might be
not
that.
worth it.
Anyhow, yeah. So I was thinking the other night it would suck to be a little tiny fish because in the ocean every day it's like, who's gonna fucking eat me? That's the only question you have on your mind constantly.
You just hide next to your coral and hope some barracuda doesn't come and get you.
It doesn't matter. You're gonna eventually become fish food for another fish, right? Mm-hmm. And so your whole day's like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, fuck, oh shit. I barely escaped that one. Oh shit, here comes another one.
You say this. I just watched. Going through Twitter, I came across a video from a Twitter handle like "Nature is Scary," and it's a video of a grizzly bear having caught a salmon, and it skins the salmon, just rips the skin, and the salmon's going ah! It's just like, holy shit, he's actually screaming.
Oh my God, that's horrible.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't count fish. Fish are kind of not there like with dogs. Dogs are not, they don't have conscience, but I mean, yeah, they do, but they're not conscious. They're not conscious. They don't have consciousness. That's what we have, the ability to understand their own existence. I mean, do they? I don't know. Sometimes I didn't used to believe that, but dogs are awesome. They're so awesome. Sometimes I always wondered, I wonder if Gizmo ever thinks about the finite nature of his existence. And I know he doesn't.
I'm sure he smoked enough around him that he probably did.
He contemplated his own finite existence. Well, I don't know if he did, but I'd like to think that he didn't, because I wanted him to enjoy himself. And that's one of those things in life that keeps us from enjoying ourselves 100% of the time. Unless you're like a Christian who believes you're going to heaven or whatever religion you are, and you believe, you're going somewhere after this. If you don't, some people have a hard time because they're like, shit, this is it, right? And they spend a lot of time worrying about the fact that life doesn't go on forever. Like, that's a stress for people. And I can understand why. It's like you start thinking about, oh, the day I'm going to fucking die. What's that going to be like? Well, you hope it's short and you get hit by a bus or something, but you don't want to by a bear. You don't want to, but you don't want to be eaten alive by a bear or anything like that, right? Just make it quick. So I guess in that essence, being a small fish is good, because although I'm not sure how long it takes to digest a small fish when a bigger fish eats you, because it seems like it's just a chomp. And then you die somewhere down the digestive tract slowly as you're digested? That would be horrible.
Well, what if you're one of the fish that's in the enormous schools that just get picked apart by dolphins and whales? Like,
oh yeah,
you see the picture of the whales coming from up above, and their mouths just engulf half of them. It's not like they chew them; they're just going right down the digestive tract. That messed up.
I guess the only good news about being a fish is you're pretty stupid. Fish are pretty dumb, right? They're not.
I'll just swim to the back.
Like like my parents spent years trying to fake out the squirrels, right? By setting up all with their bird feeders, because those fuckers will figure it out, right? They're fucking little.
Have you seen the ad on Twitter?
Rat geniuses.
there's a bird feeder they keep advertising on Twitter where the squirrels like latch onto the bottom part of it and it just spins around and they get flung off.
Yeah, that's what
and
my
the
parents
birds
have.
land on it. The birds are fine, but the squirrels they have so much weight that there's whoop.
Right. My parents have those rolling bars and all that shit. So the squirrels get on it and they go, whoa!
I've seen the videos where somebody has taken a slinky and put it at the top of the pole, and the squirrel climbs up, grabs the slinky, and then all the way back down.
Well, I guess my point is that if fish had legs and a tail and all the skills of a squirrel, except it didn't have the brain of a squirrel, it wouldn't figure out shit.
I'm gonna clip this entire conversation and throw it up as a video to draw in more subscribers.
Okay, I don't know. This is something I was thinking about.
It's like a 6-minute segment off of random topic that while I was looking for a picture of Jimmy Conrad on my phone.
The other weird thought I had last night on top of the fish was I was watching the replay of ESPN FC, and Ali Marino was on the show, and I kept thinking, why didn't he just shave that shit off? Just the whole thing. Just go for it, right? You would have some empathy with him. You're balding. But I was just thinking, there's no point in keeping that because it's so thin here, and then it's all thick back here. Just, make it smooth. I think he'd look fine for being mostly bald already anyhow. Just go for it. Hey, it's not my decision. It's his. The fact that every time I watch him on TV and he's got that glisten coming off his top of his head, because he perspires when he's on the show, and I just think, just get rid of it. And I wasn't even stoned last night. This is the weird thing, and I was thinking these weird things.
Drunk?
I probably been drinking for sure. I watched some of the NBA last night or this week, and I thought the NBA is just fucking ridiculous. These guys are so good now. What's the point of watching this? Everybody can hit it from everywhere.
I'm not a big NBA guy, but I mean, just from what I've gleaned from enough people bitching about the NBA in general, is that there's a lack of defense being played.
I guess that must be it. But I also say it's hard to play defense when guys can hit from fucking 30 yards now. Like, just automatic almost every time, it seems like. I'm exaggerating.
Like one-handed throw.
Yeah, I'm exaggerating, but I mean, I am really blown away by the shots. How far they can throw, heave those things in from. Also, I did have to listen, unfortunately, to the disgusting song in Walmart today of "This Is How Legends Are Made." Whoa! Fuck that song. Fuck it right in the ass. I hate that song. All right, I just had to get that in there. I fucking hate that song. Any song about how great you're going to be and how legends are made or how big your cock is or whatever you want to sing about. All this self-affirmation music. Listen, I'm not saying you need to listen to music that's depressing, but who needs a fucking reach around every time you listen to a song? So you're like, oh, I'm a legend. I'm going to put this in my headphones while I run. This is how legends are made. Look at me. I'm fucking Rocky Balboa. Yeah. Fuck that shit, man. God damn. It's annoying. Might as well listen to Eye of the Tiger. At least that's not as so ingratiating. All right.
You can listen to our podcast where Derek talks about how well endowed he is and how he has 4-hour love sessions.
I've done that. I bet I have. I don't doubt you at all, Brett. I'm sure that has come up somehow. I just don't know how much we'd had to drink that night. All right. Speaking of drinking, I am drinking once again my last bottle of Leffe. And no, it's not pronounced Lef or Lef. It's Leffe. I've been told that's how it's pronounced, Leffe. By the way, Sam today on his show. Sam's back.
Oh,
had a show.
Welcome back, Sam.
First thing he did in the first 2 minutes is pronounce Balogun's team as Reams. Come on, Sam.
The Tim Reams.
Tim Reams. FC Reams. He doesn't know. He hasn't done his research like we have. It's a guttural sound. He has to come out like that. That's how you say that word.
Research your way of pronunciating names of teams and players like I do.
Yes. Like Brett's really on this. And isn't he Cajun, right?
Yeah.
Shouldn't he know that shit?
Well,
As a French-speaking person,
fair
which
enough,
is
fair
what
enough,
he
fair enough,
is,
yeah.
right? Right. So that's what I was thinking. You know,
Maybe
All right.
he was pronouncing it so the rest of his listeners know exactly who he's talking about.
I don't know. I never really thought it was pronounced Reams anyhow. I always thought it was Rems, right? But now it turns out it's Rems, like that.
It's you clearing your throat, really, is all.
Right.
It is.
Yeah, it's pretty much.
They managed to phonetically write it out. That's the REIMS, right?
It might as well not even have an R. It should just be EIMS. All right. What else? Let's start with some actual soccer tonight. You want to do that?
Yes, I do.
16 minutes in.
Aaron Long, he said attack is streaming. He's not streaming yet. He has 10 minutes left before he starts streaming.
And he's always late anyhow. And then he's got to play that commercial. So you guys are good to stay here for a while.
No, forever. We'll watch Tack stream. You don't have to.
The whole time. Yeah.
You don't have to. Yeah. You don't have to go to his stream to watch it. You can watch it here. We're going to watch his stream.
What's his show about now? Jesse
Marsch? Jesse Marsch. We'll talk about Jesse Marsch while he's in the background talking about Jesse Marsch.
Man, all right. If he's going to do a show about Jesse Marsch and that he knows something like to confirm that it is going to be Jesse Marsch, all I got to say is I'm not real thrilled about it. But there you go.
I guess I've got topics about this, actually. We can talk about this now if you want to.
Oh, straight. Looks like you can finally get straight red card handle. How about the straight red card handle? That's what I would really like. But I don't think we could get that either at the time.
Well, Elon Musk is saying we are purging accounts that have no activity for at all for several years. So you'll probably see a follower count drop. Not us. We haven't been around for years.
No, we haven't.
Well, we have, I guess, technically speaking, but we haven't been around as a straight red card, but only for a couple of years now.
In fact, man, if this rule would have happened like 3 or 4 years ago, we wouldn't have had that old account yet still. Remember? We would have been dumped because you never went to.
I was active on this account.
Oh, were you?
For like the last handful of years or more. I just hadn't actually been posting shit.
Okay.
I've been lurking in the background.
Lurking and wanking it. Yep. All right.
That's how you do it. You can do it a lot better now that Elon's taken over, man. There's a lot more fun stuff on Twitter.
Okay.
Speaking of which, the grizzly bear skinning the salmon alive, yeah.
Wouldn't that have been on anyhow?
It's a hard wank, but
I don't. I mean, if you're getting off to that, hey, you got a low bar.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. We'll just continue. We'll just go about our show. Fuck that. We'll talk about his stuff on his show. We'll talk about our stuff on our show.
Traitor.
I swear.
Backstabber.
And the moons and the stars in the sky.
You send him a shirt and he screws you,
Yeah.
Okay. Official PS.
Here we go. Text in the chat.
If you are here, stay here. Thanks, Tack. We appreciate it, brother.
Or the 86 people in here will get to watch your stream for free on our channel. I kid. Only for like 75-80% of it. Don't block us or strike us. But he says if you're here to stay, my stream won't be long. Just watch the rewatch.
Okay, cool. Hey, we appreciate that. It's breaking news, Regalio. That's why. Otherwise, I wouldn't. Oh, okay. So it's actually going to be Jesse Marsch then. Shit. Okay.
Let's go ahead and cover this ourselves too.
Okay, because Diego, he busted this out. Yes. And he will be the U.S. men's next head coach. I've already said many times here why I don't like that, why I'm not too thrilled about that. I didn't think we need another dogmatist running, somebody who has his own fucking system, and it's all about his fucking system. I wasn't into that. We just spent fucking 4 years dealing with that shit, and I didn't want to have to deal with it again. I can only hope and pray that Jesse builds the team around its strengths, not what he perceives as his system strengths. Fuck
well, that's the thing. Maybe, hopefully, he comes into this with an idea of what he wants to do, but also acknowledging the players we have, their limitations as well as their strengths, and focus on making a cohesive roster and starting 11 that rolls around that.
I hope so. I just hope it's not about a system. And I don't even want to hear the word system. I
Hmm.
really don't. I don't want to hear it because
No
that's
more
all we heard.
systems. No more systems.
we're on Tack's naughty list.
Yeah.
You don't know what that means, Tack.
Oh, nice.
Only Brett knows. He handles all our subscribers.
I check him twice.
All right, so yeah, he's been the clear front runner. Anyhow, I was under the impression for a while it was either him or Hasenhüttl. Both are Red Bull dudes. Both bring Red Bull ball. Both bring Red Bull system. Although I do think that Hasenhüttl is a little less Tetris-like, fitting all the pieces into the puzzle that he likes, So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm going to have to live with it, obviously, because he's going to be the coach. I like Jesse Marsch. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a nice guy. I think he's a little cheesy sometimes, and that certainly didn't help with some of the Leeds fans. But
Hasenhüttl.
oh yes, Hasenhüttl. It's Hasenhüttl. It's a German pastry. We all ate Hasenhüttls for Christmas. They're jelly-filled donut. No, actually, that's a Berliner. Yeah, Berliner is a jelly-filled donut.
Don't ever since Van Wilder, I don't do pastries with cream and shit inside.
No, that's horrible for you. Horrible. Yeah, bad for
never
you.
again. Never again.
Yeah,
it is something that I'll never get over. That scene ruined me for life.
Actually, what'll ruin you for life is having to make donuts for 2 or 3 years. Is the night donut maker at Village Pantry, which is what I was during college.
You could say that. You could say that just about anything, though. I mean, working at Taco Bell is really going to ruin you for Taco Bell. I mean,
it will. I'm sure it will.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, you don't want to eat any of that shit anymore. So, Alex Better, who you better than, Alex? $2. Thank you, brother. We appreciate it. Having a Saturday. A luau. Oh, he's having a luau. I don't speak Hawaiian. Saturday. What's your all's favorite tiki drink? I don't think I have one, Brett.
Red Stripe.
Is that a tiki drink? I don't think that's a tiki drink. Just because it's in Jamaica doesn't make it. It's a Jamaican beer.
It's an island beer, so I'm going with it.
It's an island beer. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going with, this is totally going to screw it all up. I'm going with a Long Island iced tea. How's that? It's not very Caribbean.
God,
I get it. It's not very Pacific Oceaner either.
I haven't had one of those since my 21st, well, a couple months after my 21st birthday.
I
know I've told you that story before.
Oh, yeah, you have. I just don't drink tiki drinks. I mean, Hawaiian punch and vodka, is that close?
Yeah.
With a side of fried Spam? Would that work? And they eat a lot of Spam in Hawaii where the luau was invented, I thought. Or maybe it was in Fiji where that was invented. I don't know. You know what? That's one thing I need
for anybody to eat Spam.
I really need to research more.
Questionable over-salted meat?
No. It's very popular in Hawaii.
Nobody should be eating it, is what I'm saying.
I hear it's really good fried up in the morning with eggs.
So is ham.
It's pork.
And bacon.
Spam's easy. It's in a can too, right?
It's questionable what it is in that can, yes.
You don't even have to store it in your fridge or anything. My point is I need to do better and more research on the history of Pacific Islanders, like all of those little islands out there.
Yeah, I couldn't care less.
I do care, but I just don't know enough. I know which islands had battles on it. That's about it during World War II. Jason Gonzalez Ortega, $1.99. Thank you, brother. Jesse Marsch's U.S. men's national team appointment practically done. Yes, it is. We've kind of suspected it for a while. Not that I was hoping for Hasenhüttl because he is a dogmatist too, but I was hoping maybe we'd see something different. But no, we got exactly what we probably all thought we were going to get. So it's not even like this is a big shocker or a big surprise. So we'll just have to wait to see what stupid comment Lalas makes about it. We'll also be like, well, this is totally unfair. I mean, Really, Gregg deserved the job. He got wrecked by the Rangers, and he should have gotten the job because the Rangers were assholes.
They're taking their gerbs.
Yeah, I'm so sick of them. I'm so sick of them sometimes. But, anyway, we'll talk about that later. All right, so it's practically done, I guess. Very close.
Well,
Very close.
As soon as I get to the second or third paragraph, I'm going to bring in Alex. Actually, let me just bring in Alex right here, right away. And
You didn't even bring us on as
because
guest.
he's already here, so I might as well just bring him in. We're going to go through this, and then we'll talk about Jesse's career, his resume.
Hey, everybody
if
on
we think
that
it's
chat,
a good
say
fit
hi.
or not. We might not agree. We'll talk about that. Jeremy, thank you also for becoming a member here on YouTube. I'm going to remove this here. Thank you very much, Jeremy. And Alex, welcome to the channel.
What's
What's up,
All
Philip?
right.
Phil, how's it going?
All right.
How you doing? You got the...
All right, you guys are going to have to let us know if he talks about us being in there. 'Cause, we can't do that. That's boring. To sit there and snipe somebody else is boring, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, we can't do that.
After you're done with our show, which is going to be like at 11 o'clock tonight, probably, go back and watch his show.
I don't think so. 11 o'clock, I don't think we're going for.
Yeah.
All right,
All
let's move this show along and get to a new topic here.
Yeah, we're going to hit the actual topics I had pulled up.
Oh, by
Yeah.
the way, Brett, can I
Yes.
just say something? When
You
you make titles in the future, anytime you put like blank versus blank, like the word VS, the letters VS as it's not capitalized. Sorry, the English teacher and me have to let you know.
I originally had both letters capitalized when I did these things, and you bitched at me and told me only the first letter's capitalized.
No,
so
I did not, dude. I said none of them are capitalized.
Why would I capitalize the first one of VS for versus? That makes no sense, Derek.
Thought you were smoking weed or something. Because it wasn't me. You know,
No
this
idea.
English teacher could not let that go by. Anyhow, this old English teacher, not an English teacher anymore. So yeah, they're both. It's small V and small.
I'm gonna start writing verses just so you can shut the fuck up about it.
I thought you were doing it just to piss me off, frankly.
Maybe I will from now on. Yes, Derek.
This is irritating him. I'm going to irritate Derek.
Every now and then I'm gonna slip something in every single show, every single title. There's gonna be one little fuck up.
I'm sure you do that
Just for you. Just for you.
I would not put it past you at all.
All right.
All right, where are we headed?
We're heading right towards your favorite topic of the night.
Transfer news. Transfer news sucks. All right. Official PSV bid for Pepe is expected soon. This is believable. It's believable. I would.
Do you think PSV is going to pony up the cash, that much cash for him?
Well, the question is more whether or not Augsburg will let him go on like a $12 to $14 million fee.
Maybe. And then here's the thing: maybe they will, but then there's going to be sell on clauses that they're going to make more money moving forward, higher percentages than say normal.
Right. This math has got to work for them.
Yeah, 100%.
Number one.
Augsburg has to make their money, and PSV doesn't necessarily want to break the bank buying a striker when I'm sure they got plenty of strikers who can score goals.
Would it be well, they're going to lose some more than likely
Sure.
next window. Would this be the best fucking thing that ever happened in Pepe's life outside of his birth?
Probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
This would be perfect. Perfect. He knows he can score in this league. And can you imagine Pepe if he had some fucking service?
Yeah, I was just to say,
Holy
he's
Christ.
going to have all the service in the world.
He might beat Josie's record for goals in a season in Holland.
What was his one season goal record? I mean, I
I
know
thought he scored like
36 goals in
20,
his time there, but
32 or 28 or 27 goals in a season once.
Well,
I don't know.
I think that 30 some odd goals he scored all in one season. I think that was spread across the season and a half or two seasons that he was there.
I know he was fighting for most goals. Like
Yeah.
he was fighting for the golden boot or whatever. So
Well, we have BMR
point.
saying it's 30 something, so maybe it was one season 30 something.
I always thought it was 30 something. I thought it was 32. You made me doubt myself when I went down to 27. But I thought it was 32 goals in one season. Somewhere right around there.
Aaron Long says, Diego, we can hear you on the space. Now, does he have a space going on? Is everybody going against us?
What the fuck?
This is messed up, guys.
Talk about getting on the naughty list. All right. So
Yeah.
what else we got?
Nope.
That one's believable, by the way. He's a super chat, so you can swear. Oh, Well, thanks, Chris, for your $1.99.
Here's the super chat so you can swear. Maybe that's what you meant to put.
Here's a super chat so you can swear. Oh, we're swearing anyhow, but thank you.
This is bullshit. Yeah, this is bullshit. You meant to put here's.
Damn it.
I was like, he's a super chat. I'm like, who's a super chat? I just go back to that. I'm like, did I miss one? No. We got them all.
I was likewise confused.
Yeah.
All right. Next rumor. Weston McKennie is set to join Brighton. I heard about this too. For $21 million, 21 million euros deal from Juventus this summer after Leeds opted against making his loan move permanent. I don't know if we know that yet. If they're going to make his, I mean, if they stay up, aren't you going to allow the new manager to help decide whether or not you keep McKennie there and sign off on the deal? Now,
I imagine they're going to have to make the decision early enough in the summer because, I mean, do they even have a new manager lined up, or is Big Sam going to just continue running if they keep him up?
Oh, I'm sure behind the scenes they're working on somebody to fill in.
You might think that, but they got rid of Jesse, and then they went like a month and a half with nobody.
No, I think if they stay up, I think they have a number of names in mind. I really do. Now, whether or not those names want to be associated with Leeds United is another thing. But the fact is, if Leeds United stay up, they're still one of the biggest names in the Premier League, and somebody's going to be attracted to helping them stay up one more season or get better than they are now. I read the McKennie article, and all it says is that Roberto De Zerbi may be interested, and not that he's actually going to Brighton. Yeah, I mean, we've heard him say nice things about McKennie, but yeah, I agree. That doesn't mean dick.
No.
And
that stat says it's most likely a fake report.
Most of these are. Yeah. So it's not the case where there's smoke, there's fire. You got to look at who's making the smoke, right? All right. And they're usually blowing it up our arses. Diego Mendoza, one of our favorites. Thank you for the $4.99. You know what? This is good spent money, Diego. Unlike that $5,000 you blew on what bet did you make?
I kept telling him, like, I felt bad that he was the only one making the bets, so I've made my bet too. I know we talked about this on Monday, but yeah. I mean, okay, man. Hopefully for Diego's sake, McKennie ends up going to a team that has a higher percentage chance of winning. And his bets are more likely to come favorably. I don't know.
Yes. Yeah. It says, hi, Balogun shows USA and Jesse is going to be the next coach. 2 things I've said for months. Add it to my legacy. I'm him. Hashtag send me the link. Hashtag I'm coming on. Hashtag even flow. All right. We do give you credit for being correct. And you know what? We've been saying you were correct on those 2 things for a while. I think we all thought Jesse's going to be the coach. I've been reluctantly having to accept that in the following, or the number of weeks leading up to this announcement tonight. Balogun, yeah. I mean, we were on our show and we talked about this, and I think, and we might lead into the whole Balogun thing now with that idiot, that redheaded idiot, because, no offense to redheads, because how you give credit to Gregg Berhalter for this is baffling to me.
Well, I mean, we can send Diego the link and have him join us when we start talking about Balogun here in a bit.
Yeah, if you want to.
Okay. Diego, I'm going to send you a link, but we're going to hit a couple things up before we get to Balogun first, okay?
First, let's start with Lalas. You want to start with Lalas, or you got other things?
I got other things. To talk about first.
Ooh.
Okay. Let's see.
Okay.
It's easy.
Okay.
No go Brighton.
I think he meant crap, right?
No, it's cap. It's a lie.
Cap is another word for lie now?
Pretty sure.
When did that happen? Huh?
I'm pretty sure that's what it was, right? It's bullshit. It's not.
I've never heard that slang.
Live.
I've heard of
Back me up,
capping,
guys, in the chat.
being capped.
I'm cool. I'm cool, guys.
You can be capped, i.e., with a gun. You can be capped-eyed. Never heard of meaning bullshit.
Sure, it's gonna come in the chat. Everybody's gonna correct us. We're cool. We're cool, guys. Trust us. There you go. It's true. Cap is equals BS. Cap's a lie.
Damn. Why does cap
I
means
am
too
cool.
many goddamn things? We got to start using new words to mean new things. You can't use the word cap, which is short for capital, which is also a cap, which you can put in a gun, and you can shoot some motherfuckers and cap their ass. You can also be short for captain, right? It's too many words that cap is responsible for the meaning of. We need to spread the joy out. Why couldn't we have used a word like, I don't know. I'm not going to make one up right now because maybe that's why we use cap, because we can't come up with new words.
Maybe.
Like schloitzel.
Maybe.
Why don't we just call it schloitzel?
There
He's
you go.
schloitzeling
Well
us.
played.
Yeah. Brendan Aaronson. I got schloitzeled. Brendan Aaronson. That sounds Yiddish.
There you go.
Brendan Aaronson.
Gen Z Breton, Boomer Derek.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Touche. Brendan Aaronson has overthought matters and lost confidence, so he's human. Look, I know. I like that he starts that with look. It's because I can almost hear him say it. Look, I know what is most important in the profession of soccer is on the field. I get it. But this is a great kid with a wonderful attitude who puts in extra, leading me to believe this slump will pass. I don't know.
And here's what he's referring to.
Brendan Aaronson.
Actually, let's just read what Leeds has to say about him. Go and read that part.
Aaronson has shown glimpses of skill, and nobody behind the scenes at Leeds has anything but warm words for a young player who one staff member described as the ideal son-in-law. Oh, no. That is not
Aaronson
good.
just got friend-zoned by Leeds.
Oh, my God. That is a horrible thing. Adding that he stays after training every day to rehearse set pieces and finishing.
Good.
The staff member added, however, that the emotional toll of the season has weighed heavily on his shoulders, and he has, at times, overthought matters as confidence ebbed away from his play. How many times have we said that on this show?
Yeah.
I mean, it was so obvious that he's overthinking everything. He over dribbles. He tries to get fouls where there are no fouls. Sometimes he is fouled and doesn't get the call either because he's a flopper right now, and he's got that rep. So, yeah, I mean, can it get better for him? Meaning, can he grow a pair? And maybe that's a harsh way to put it, can he get mentally tougher? I don't know, because that's usually something you find right here. Can people gain that? Some people can.
Yep.
Others find it very hard. I think maturity will help.
Maybe he needs to take a little bit what FC Cincinnati's taken. In the sense that FC Cincinnati, they're hard. They're hard, aren't they, Derek?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, winning MLS Cup is all about being hard.
Give me hard.
Gotta be hard. And yeah, so maybe Aaronson could use a little Viagra.
He needs a little FC Cincinnati in him. Get on him, man.
How about a little Landon Donovan in him? Apparently, Landon Donovan's into that. Yeah. At least he is with Pulisic. Yeah. If not impossible, to beat, and then he uses beat at home, and then pick up enough points in the regular season to get home field advantage. FC Cincinnati are on the right track. 7 matches, 7 wins at home. They're the class of the East right now. They got me out.
They're hard to beat off on the field, off the field. I mean,
yes, they are apparently. Now I just wrote him and said all about being hard. I think I would have repositioned the sentence, use a comma somewhere, and move that around. Otherwise, it's just fine. Or a lot of players would be popping Viagra. So, in order to win MLS Cup while popping Viagra, Viagra would indicate these players have been hard for longer than the 4-hour maximum before seeking medical attention. Is the maximum 4 still? Or has that been moved to
if
6?
you still have an erection after 4 hours, seek medical attention.
I thought it was now 6.
Well, maybe people are digging those 4-hour love sessions. Who knows?
I'm more apt to know than you. I'm old. All right. So anyhow,
here's my initial response to him. I said Chicago aims to be even harder by squeaking into the playoffs barely and sticking it to the competition in the playoff match only, and then to lose the first round of the playoffs. Winning.
They're not making it to the playoffs. You know
They are, and we will.
Even though
ignore the click game yesterday. That was an unfortunate crap fest.
Dude, they're not making the playoffs.
They are. They will.
All right. Well, you continue to believe.
I'm curious. I'm just curious. Where do you think Chicago is nowadays in the standings?
Aren't they usually like near the bottom?
Well, usually, yes.
Well, where are they this season?
Usually, we're near.
I haven't looked,
but
there we go.
In our defense, where's the points in this shit?
You say this every season, though. In your defense,
Plays,
there's
points,
always some
points.
excuse.
In our defense, we are 2 points away from playoff spots. Suck it, Derek.
Yeah, just because everybody almost makes the playoffs, you got to really suck not to be in the playoffs.
That's why I said barely squeaking into the playoffs.
Okay.
I'm,
All right, well,
I'm not saying we're going to win the league. I'm not saying we're going to win the cup.
Kind of like
I'm just
Venezia's barely squeezing into the promotion playoffs.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, actually,
Chicago might be the Venezia of MLS.
Actually, Venezia are in 7th, so they're doing way better than you guys are. All right.
Well, we're only like 3 points away from being in 7th. So.
All right. Okay. Next topic. No more Chicago. Only so much I can take.
Well, we're not going to venture too far off the MLS path.
Okay.
Don Gobbler here wants to extend a warm welcome to the newest owners
in beautiful San Diego as the 30th MLS club.
In beautiful San Diego.
Thank you, Mohammed Mansour and the Sicuan tribe. I can't read it anymore.
Yeah, no. Well, you don't have to reread it. It's not necessary. But look, this is the postcard they posted. I mean, it's just.
No, I didn't. I need to finish it because he said something about Landon Donovan. For your conviction in this league and helping us finally bring an MLS club to this great city that totally fucks Landon Donovan up his fucking asshole, his poop shoot. You know what I mean? We can't wait to watch your kickoff in 2025 and then bathe in Landon Donovan's tears. Yeah.
Well, once again, I really just pulled this up because it's just like some stock photo they found on Pinterest.
Yeah, they
threw on generic text and said, "Welcome to MLS, San Diego."
Palm. They just looked up palm tree.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. Next topic.
So we're sticking on the same topic here.
Why?
Because it's San Diego, which of course we know in the German tongue is a whale's vagina.
Okay.
That might actually be their San Diego's whale's vagina. Who knows?
So which were part of the two words is vagina? Diego? Because I don't think
Diego.
I don't think Diego's going to appreciate this much.
No, Diego is DEI, so yeah, he's fine.
No, it's not. It's Diego. Dude, you don't know how to spell Diego?
Yeah, you're right.
Damn, dude. You're out there offending our guests and shit that come on the show by calling him his name a vagina. All right. So anyhow, it was a good joke at the time until we got
it worse, Derek.
Because I know once we got in the weeds, it all went south fast. All right. New MLS team.
It's going to be from a San Diego
United City FC.
Here.
FC Inter San Diego United City FC. I know, dude. We're going to get another one of those names, dude. Like Loyal was pretty cool when it came out. I thought, yeah, that's kind of a cool thing. That's actually an interestingly cool name. It's not named after a fucking natural disaster. Okay, like the fucking earthquakes or the hurricanes or any of those other stupid teams, the lightning. Fuck all that shit. Name your team after something that's cool. Natural disasters suck. So let's just stop doing that. So I was happy to see that. I'm only going to be happy to see something really cool like the Loyal, or what's the other one that came out? The Armada. I really like the Armada.
This one's original.
The San Diego Beer Bugs. All right. So, yeah, their unique approach to youth development. We've heard that shit before, but we'll see if it's true. All right. Mansour.
So we got a couple snippets of the article. We're not going to go through the whole article because that would be a giant waste of time.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to. Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah.
Mansour and Sikuan?
Japanese, Derek.
No, it's not.
No, that's what I'm saying. You're like,
I don't know how to pronounce it. Sichuan?
Maybe that could be Sichuan.
Okay, and Mansour I can do. Are not just investing in an MLS franchise, which commands what sources say is $500 million fucking expansion fee. They will spend an estimated $150 million constructing a Right to Dream residential academy for 120 to 160 players, dorms, classrooms, whorehouses, support facilities, 5 fields in San Diego County, plus another $10 million to $12 million per year to operate it and build the whorehouse itself, which is going to cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
Because it's got to house enough chicks for 120, 160 players.
Sounds cool on paper. We'll see if it pans out, quite frankly. The actual residency, if you will. I mean,
well, I hear they're going to offer Landon Donovan a job. He's going to be the pimp of the whorehouse. That's going to be...
Many jokes you made there.
It's going to be his I don't know, his fallback job at San Diego, whatever they end up naming it, San Diego FC, San Diego Olympics, whatever it ends up being. We know why these guys got it. It's just that $500 million. So
yes,
it isn't because
any new team is getting it just because there's an owner that's willing to fork over a shit ton of money.
You know, wouldn't you think that, though, Garber would have been like, hey, yeah, Mansour, man, why don't you give my homeboy Landon Donovan a call? He's like current, like partial owner of the Loyal, and sit down together and try to work something out so we can, launch a whole new team together, all of us. And you'll have a legend at your club.
Do you think Donovan would be cool with playing as San Diego's reserve team in MLS Next Pro?
What? He's like 40 years old.
No. Derek, come on. Taking the San Diego Loyal and turning that into the reserve team.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
You don't think it'd be cool with that?
No. I think Landon Donovan's vision was to eventually coach an MLS. This is sort of a start point for him.
Still do such a thing, yes.
But his partial ownership of the Loyal is like meaningless now. I mean, it's worthless. It's literally worthless. So he invested I hope he didn't invest it all. I hope it was a small amount because this is going to kill off that club completely. All right. That's just okay. You start at age 12 and live there, practice there, learn there in a system that prioritizes players' development over youth trophies. Match reports don't include scores. Oh, God. And kids who hit puberty early play with older age groups and get early entry into the whorehouse instead of dominating those who haven't yet. You rotate to training camps at the overseas academies. You sign a pro contract at 14 or 15, meaning Right to Dream controls your player rights. Sounds like a bunch of gibberish, but okay. Hope it's
you're really throwing in your Indiana accent there, Derek.
I don't have one.
You definitely were digging in deep in that Indiana twang, if you will, from time to time.
I was because it sounded like gibberish. And,
basically, once again, residency from 12 and up.
Great.
And if you're If you're faster, stronger, better than the opposition, you're going to play up. Okay.
How are they going to test who hits puberty early? How do you think that's going to work?
Well, this fucker over here runs the 40.
Fist fucker? What?
Fist fucking. No, if this fucker over here runs the 40 faster than that fucker, then he's going to move up to the next age group, right?
I don't think that's anything to do with puberty. Because puberty is all about when the hair on your nut starts growing and the muscles in your muscle starts to develop. But you could still be a slow hairy fuck. So I don't think puberty should have much to do with it.
Yeah, I think what they're referring to is if you're outpacing just being stronger than the rest of the players and you're just dumb. Like, use Haji Wright as an example. Haji Wright was like a fucking foot taller than all of his fellow players at the U17 level, outrunning everybody, out just physically playing, and of course scoring goals like crazy at the youth level. Basically, what they're saying is, hey, if you have this ability that people don't have, you're going to move up.
Okay,
it's just like
I don't
everywhere
know.
else there.
I guess. And kids who hit puberty early,
puberty might be the case.
Get an invitation over to Mansour's mansion. I don't know. It just sounds like a weird thing to add in there.
Yeah,
you just say people like players that develop faster. I wouldn't use
that'd be the better way of saying
the word puberty is just weird being.
If you got a hairy nutsack, you're going to play higher than the rest of them. No hairy nutsacks.
Hey, motherfucker, you are one hairy fucking 14-year-old.
Yeah.
We're moving you up the ladder.
Go to the 16s now.
I'm not any better than I was last year, coach, but you're hairy as fuck. So you got to move up. You're already shaving. That's the way Mr. Mansour likes it. You can't go to the whorehouse yet, though.
Well, I mean, if they got the hair on the nuts, no nuts.
Not until Mansour tests your man parts. All right, now we're moving to 16, 17.
Really
seriously. Oh my God, at 16 or 17, you hit a fork in the road. We don't need.
Nope.
Why? The top prospects embark on a professional career, in this case with the MLS club. Others can opt for an educational pathway. God, this is making me sick. Where they attend boarding schools and whorehouses on the East Coast with an eye towards college soccer. The irony is the right to dream. Oh, God, really? The right to dream. I mean, I can't even find a way to say that in the right way. The irony is that right to dream views the college game, long considered detrimental to U.S. player development because of its abbreviated fall season and NCAA restrictions on practice hours, as an asset. The European sports model isn't directly linked to education, adopting a bottom line approach to development outcomes. Okay, so
basically, for those who didn't who droned out there during Derek's rant.
Well, this is
you have two routes. You either go the professional route because you're an exceptional talent, or they'll front you moving forward in an educational route, going the college route. Whereas not all academies are like that. So, I mean, it's nice to see if they do, in fact, do that.
They're going to pay for their college, even though
I don't know if they're going to pay for their college. But they may work with local schools to try to give them scholarships and shit like that. I don't fucking know.
What if there's a really hairy 15-year-old? Does he go straight to college away?
You get signed by the new San Diego FC SC United, whatever the fuck the name is, and at that point they own your rights and you move from there.
What if you have a very hairy 14-year-old who isn't very good? Do you just ship him straight to college?
No.
Just send him straight to college.
No, if he's that hairy, he plays for the seniors. He plays for he plays for the team. Because as we find out, it's not about playing. It's not. We
expect to be the youngest team in MLS, but the hairiest.
The longest route just to get to this joke. Here.
We want to be part of the next chapter of the U.S. men's national team. We've done that in Ghana. Okay, we've done it in Denmark. We want to do that here. One of the key factors for that is the ability to get minutes really young. That won't be at the expense of us building a competitive team, but we believe we will identify and develop enough players to do that by testing their puberty advancements every day.
Now you only have 4 hairs. That's not enough to be on the seniors. Sorry. Back to the U17s. Go.
Each week we will be monitoring their puberty advancements very closely, and moving them along the scale based on the amount of hair on their nuts.
It's a pyramid of puberty, and you're only here at the third level.
Jesus, this 13-year-old's like Roy Kent, Harry. Jesus Christ, let's move him to the first team. This kid's hit puberty.
Well, you wouldn't actually sign professional contract at 14 and then play college. What it would end up happening is at 14, they're going to sit there and go like, well, you wouldn't do it at 14 because at 15 and 16 is when they're like, well, you're not going to be good enough to play for our senior squad because, 5 hairs, not 4 hairs,
Right, exactly.
So you got to go to college,
Yeah, they'll be academy players. They will not even have professional contracts.
I'm certified an idiot. Why am I going to go to college? Well, you're okay for the ball.
The academy will be considered a school, right? They'll not only be doing soccer, but you also go to class and go to school too, just like you do in Europe. Anyhow, I wish San Diego the very best with this very sketchy, almost child molesting sounding introduction to their academy. Did you talk about Jesse Marsch being named to the U.S. men's national team coach yet? We did, Giovanni Corona. We did mention it, but we've been talking about it. Yeah, we've been talking about it for so long. I don't really have anything new to add except for, as I said, Jesse is a dogmatist. He's a guy who believes in his system. And let's hope that's not how he approaches the U.S. men's national team. I want him to come in and say, what's the best setup for this team? Not the other way around. How do I fit this team into my system? If he does it that way, then he's going to fail. And, well, I don't know. Failure is somewhat obvious usually. You can see it on the pitch. You can see it on the field. But Gregg got away with minor failures here and there for a long time, just playing games where we looked awful. Wait, Jesse can still back out at the last minute. He's not going to back out.
He has a history of doing such.
I think he's all up in that shithole. He is. I mean, if he gets offered it, he's already lubed up and ready to go. Let's just put it that way.
Well, I mean, I guess since we were talking about Jesse being the next coach, we can basically rule out Berhalter being the next coach.
That is something to celebrate.
So.
Hooray! I appreciate all the hard work that he does, and I say that as a joke.
Do you think he changed the way the world views U.S. soccer?
He needs to change the way he views himself. That's where he needs to start. But no, he failed at that. I think for the most part, the players will change that at the club level. He's not going to do it at the national team level. No one's going to do that. Because look, Bruce almost got us to the fucking semifinals. Did that change the way the world viewed American soccer? No, it didn't. It did not. So I don't think that's how that works, because they still looked at our team and went, it's not a bunch of fucking hardworking dudes. That's all it is. They're not good pros. And really, there are a lot of people that still look at what we've got now and they say, Pulisic, that doesn't start for Chelsea. McKennie, he's all right. Adams, he's really good, but he's injured all the time. Reyna, he's always injured. Weah, he doesn't start for Lille. They just go down the line and go, these are all good young players, but none of them proved dick yet. And you can still make that argument if you want. So until those players start doing something extremely great at their clubs on a regular basis, then it'll change the way. It'll just happen naturally, right? But if we just fluke it out and get to a semifinal of the World Cup, they're still going to look at the team as a bunch of guys who don't start regular or make a dent for their big teams that they play on. So that's where it's got to start. Club first. Well,
Derek, you did a great job rambling on for about 5 minutes there, because I was waiting for Diego to get his stuff situated here. Watching him in the green room, just shaking the camera around. We got a good view of his overhead fan, which looked like a giant fidget spinner on the ceiling. So we're going to give him a couple more minutes because he looks like he's still working on some shit here.
Well, then let's get this Lalas rant done with.
No. The Lalas rant is good because it's jumping into Balogun, and I mean that's something that he has knowledge in. So why don't we bring it?
No. Once Diego gets in here, it's not going to be a lot of ranting going on. I want to get that over with first.
Diego, give us a few minutes here. Okay, here we go. Why don't we talk about?
So this is
comment here.
So he even went on video today on his fucking show and said, "Man, people are just all upset because I said Gregg Berhalter, and he gets no one." This has nothing to do with fucking Berhalter, the fact that you used Berhalter, and nothing to do with the fact that people can't stand Gregg Berhalter, which they can't. The whole point here, for the most part, is you gave somebody credit for something there was no evidence at all that they had anything to fucking do with. You dick. That's the problem. And even fucking Mossy tells you on your own fucking show that there's no evidence that Gregg probably had anything to do with this at all. Did you listen to him? I don't know, because that's where it cut off, right? Like, Mossy's not going to argue with you because he's got a job because of you. Why would he do that? But he did basically say you got no evidence for that. That's why people are calling you out for this. Because you don't have any evidence, number one, whether Berhalter had anything to do with it. And what's even more frustrating, because you don't have any evidence, that you're so fucking presumptive that you're still going to give Gregg a feather for it? Gregg gets a feather? How about the American fans who fucking have been writing Balogun day after day and telling him they want to be on the team? How about Southgate gets a fucking part of the feather?
Well,
because he doesn't think Balogun's that good, and that pissed Balogun off because he got dissed.
How many feathers went into getting Balogun? I mean, maybe a feather is like one of like 100 feathers to getting Balogun.
No, but Alexi's just giving out feathers to Gregg only. You see how this works? And that's because it fixes broken ass fucking narrative that he has about Gregg Berhalter should be the fucking national team manager. In which, by the way, he flushed all of his principles down the fucking toilet. Okay? Because he used to be one of you, Brett. Only 4 years, and you're done. Oh, no,
cycle.
But the Reynas, they bet Gregg over and reamed him right in the fucking tulip. And so now he gets a second chance because of that. No,
the 10-inch blackmail, right?
But yeah, pretending it's blackmail or something. I don't know what. But anyhow, that's why people are saying you're stupid, Lexi. It isn't because you laugh about it. Because you don't even understand why people think it's a dumb idea. The dumb idea is because you're such a presumptive ass that you just, and because it fits your narrative, you just want to give Gregg the feather before you know anything about the situation and why Balogun made that choice. Why don't you ask him yourself before you start handing out feathers, motherfucker? Anyhow, that's my point.
Derek, you gotta get your musical chops going for this one. Here, read it. It's in musical chops.
Gregg Berhalter, thank you for the $5, by the way, John. Gregg Berhalter went to town riding on Alexi, stuck a feather in his cap, then lost his job to Jesse. All right.
That was good, man.
Stuck a feather. Yeah, I was going to change the lyrics a little, but I probably shouldn't.
Thanks for the 5 on that one, John. That was awesome. I appreciate that.
That was great. That's great. Thank you for the 5, Giovanni Corona. We really appreciate it.
Italian apparently now.
Giovanni, no.
Coroni, you said Coroni, so.
Oh, Coroni. I did. Corona, which I've drank one of those before. I hope you are the son of the late owner, or somehow related to the Corona dynasty. GGG was clearly a source for Lalas, and this tweet pays GGG what Lalas owes him. I wish it were just that. I do, but it's not, because Alexi's been rubbing fucking Gregg's balls now for how long? And he doesn't even need to do it anymore. The only reason he's doing it is either he is trolling the fuck out of everybody else, or B, he doesn't understand that it's not just the fact that people don't like Gregg. It's the fact that what you said is stupid. It's dumb. There's no evidence for it. It's presumptive. It's arrogant. It's not based on any information that you have. Even Mossy told you that. He said, well, there's no evidence that Gregg had fucking dick to do with this. But still, you're going to hand out feathers. Handing out feathers like he's part of the, Robin Hood's little merry group of spandex wearing men.
We're men, manly men, men in
Manly
tights.
men. Men in tights. Yes.
Well, I guess as we're going through this topic again, this has to do with Balogun, and you got your rant out.
Yes, I did.
Derek feels 20 pounds lighter now that he finally got that off his shoulders. Like, oh, it's a fucking Lalas tweet. Gotta get it off.
Well, you know what? It got me when I watched his show today.
Really grinded your
I watched
gears.
the 6-minute clip of him saying, people are just mad at me because they said Gregg's name. No, that's not why. And they're not really mad. Nobody's mad. What I'm more frustrated with is your total inability and inability to see why people think you're full of shit. Like, that's more frustrating than the fact that you're handing out feathers to fucking guys who haven't been coached of the goddamn team for months and months now. That's why. Because Hudson did probably a lot more. There's no evidence that fucking Gregg ever talked to Balogun, ever. There's no evidence of it at all. But we do know he talked to the current coach. Now, if you want to give Gregg for credit for hiring Hudson, okay, but that's still, you better be passing out more feathers
sure
than
he
just
picked
to
up
Gregg.
the phone and shot a text or gave a ring to the Flow and said, hey,
Oh, I'm sure he did.
we'd love you to come down and take a look at our system, man. It'd be great.
What's the number one reason he signed up for the U.S.?
Southgate.
Yes. England. The answer is Southgate and England dissing his ass. Yes.
Let's bring Nostra Diego S on, since he's the one who called Jesse and Flo. And let's see what he has to say about that, I guess.
Welcome to the show, Diego. All right, brother.
Amigos.
What's happening?
Up? Good to
Amigos.
see you, man. Good to see you.
I'm watching I'm watching my Lakers, right?
How are
I
they
got
doing?
the volume down so you don't get copyrighted, right?
All right.
I'm watching my Lakers. I'm watching y'all. I'm watching Tack. And I got a whole spaces still going on.
Damn.
I got 4 phones just laid across with 2 TVs going on.
Are you good at menage? What do they call that? Du trois?
I don't even know. I just hear, but I hear Tack talking, LeBron shooting, Derek screaming, like people in my fucking spaces talking about titties. Like,
damn.
It's still all going on though. But we're here. We're here. We're finally here, man.
We talk about titties sometimes too, so you can probably turn those.
You know, if you go to my likes right now, you'll probably see some titties. So
okay. Well, I don't really need to do that because that's easy to do these days, right?
All right, hold on. Y'all, give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna do something different this stream, right?
All right.
It's a big stream. It's a big day for us. We broke the news. 2 different news that we've been talking for months on the straight red card.
We did.
So we're doing something different today. All right. Give me 1 minute.
It doesn't include your penis, does it?
No.
All right.
But this is my
probably
honor
turn that
to
landscape
y'all.
if you're gonna do that, right?
This is my honor to y'all. Hold on.
Okay, because he did use the word big, and that's
Matt over here says Derek has nice titties.
That's
Hold
correct.
on. We busting out a brand new tequila bottle.
Oh,
All
shit.
right.
Straight red card. We busting out the tequila on the straight red card right now, and we're gonna take a shot.
All
We're
right.
gonna take a shot. All right.
I'm going to do a shot with
Throwing silver?
I was given this as an anniversary gift for this club. So this club does like as a 2-year anniversary. So they send their biggest clients like a bottle and say, like come to our 2-year anniversary or whatever.
Nice.
So it's this weekend. I just got it last week. So I'm gonna open it on the straight red card, and we're gonna take a shot. If you watch it from home, if you're 21 and up, take a shot. If you're not, we'll take a shot. I really don't care. We got it right here.
Oh, Brett is doing the feature.
Hey, to the straight red card, my family. It's a big week. We broke the Flow news on here, and we broke the Jesse news on here. On the straight red card. So we busting out the Patron Silver. Salute to Derek. Salute to Brett. We've got Balogun, and Jesse's coming to Chicago. So,
amen. Cheers.
What are you talking about? He was already in Chicago.
Ugh. I don't usually do vodka straight.
You amateurs.
I'm feeling good, baby. We
Yeah.
feeling good on the straight red card.
What's the brand, man? What brand is that?
That was Patron Silver, man.
That was
Patron?
Silver.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's Patron Silver.
Oh, yeah.
I've never had that before. Yeah.
Nah, I'm gonna have to send y'all a bottle of 42 to y'all's house. But
Yeah.
all right.
My address.
What'd you think mid last week, by the way, when all the rumors started popping out that Balogun was going to get called up to the English national team?
I DM'd Edgar personally.
Yeah.
And I told him, I'm not going to quote tweet you because I don't want to take from you. Because Edgar's very reliable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Generally.
Edgar's very reliable. So I wasn't going to go quote tweet him and start some Edgar versus Diego shit. I wasn't going to do that. Because Edgar's actually my boy. Like, that's my dog. That's my boy. So I wasn't going to do that. So I said, bro, I don't think this is true. You might want to check with your source. So he checked with his source and he realized that the information was a little misunderstood. So, and I DM'd Edgar personally. And I said, bro, I just don't think it's true, bro. Like, he's choosing the USA, bro. It's damn near, it's a done deal. It's a done deal.
You panned your phone over and Flo's sitting right next to you, right?
We actually discussed his post last show.
Yeah.
Or the show before the last show. And we said, nah, that ain't going to happen. No offense to Edgar. He's usually pretty reliable. In fact, people were popping that up. Hey, Edgar's pretty reliable.
He is.
And we still said no.
But what I told Edgar was the only way that England is going to call Balogun is if Balogun doesn't announce before the season ends and it's time to release the rosters for Nations League, because every national team is going to release the roster towards the end, maybe the last couple of days of the season, right?
Right.
So if Balogun waits to make it official and England has to release their roster right around the same time that Balogun lets them know, hey, I'm going to choose the USA, they might come in for a Hail Mary last second and add him to the roster just to try to cat tie him.
Yeah.
But England isn't even there yet to release the roster, and Balogun's ready to decide. So no Hail Mary. No, there's not even a chance for a Hail Mary, so it didn't happen.
Yeah,
but
his mom is even like, what took so long?
Yeah, because he I think in a sense, Balogun was waiting for the Hail Mary from England, but at the same time, Balogun was ready to announce. So
yeah.
So
yeah, but England was going to try to throw the Hail Mary. England was going to try to throw the Hail Mary and try to cat tie him. But it didn't happen. Balogun shocked the world by announcing it on a random fucking morning.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So
it was a day after our show too. We're like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
It was going to be random, bro. It was going to be random, but.
So this is the talking point because a lot of people for like the longest time people were talking about like bashing everybody who was flooding his comment section of all of his tweets, I don't know tweets, but Instagram posts and stuff like that with all the American flags and shit. And people were like bashing him, like, guys, why are you stalking this player? You're being creepy and weird. And here he is coming out saying the exact same thing Musah said. You know?
Yeah, he loved the love. He liked the love. So all these other guys, they're like, "Oh, man, you're being creepy." Like,
nah, it's not even being creepy, but like,
it's not.
It's the culture at this. Like, U.S. fans are just fucking crazy, man. Like, you know the thing about the U.S. and I like it because you're not a powerhouse. You have to go that extra mile, right? Let's say Spain was on the other side. Does Spain have to go that extra mile to recruit Balogun, or can they just show their resume? They can just show their resume, right?
Right.
The U.S. has to go the extra mile to get this player, and it's not a jab at the U.S. But we're not England, we're not Spain, we're not Portugal, we're not Brazil, we're not Argentina, we're not Germany, we're not England. So we have to go the extra mile.
Yeah, and say
it's not weird to me.
It's not weird at all.
Dude, there's crazier fans on Euro Twitter, bro. Way crazier, dude.
Right.
You have all the experience with dealing with Leeds fans, right?
Yeah, like dude, they're talking about that's weird stalking a player. Leeds fans literally stalked Weston's private jet.
Yeah, and that's in a negative way.
Ironic because these are English fans. They're literally stalking West outside of his house, at the airport. Is that not fucking weird?
Yeah.
Are these Leeds fans who are upset with him?
What do you mean? With who?
With Wes.
With Wes.
Why would they be upset with Wes right now?
Because they're not out of relegation yet. I don't know. How Leeds...
ever since Big Sam came, Wes has been playing solid.
Yes, he has.
And why? Because Big Sam understands that you got to play West to his best fucking ability.
Give him some freedom.
Well, I've noticed that Wes has been playing significantly higher up on the pitch than he was prior to that.
And because this Big Sam is playing an actual DM at DM.
Yes.
Funny how that fucking works, right?
So Diego. Now, if Rodrigo didn't, if Rodrigo didn't head the ball that set up the first goal, do you think Weston would have scored that?
Bro, you were finna cash your bet, dog.
I would have.
You would have. Wes was gonna fucking. You saw Wes get ready.
He was in there. He's like,
Yep.
Wes was ready. He was loading that punch up, and then Rodrigo put his fucking small ass head on it.
I was like, yes, no.
That was crazy.
They scored a goal.
Brett, I was rooting for you, bro. I saw your tweet of your bet, and I wanted to give you some interaction, but I was too fucking busy stressing out, bro.
Yeah.
So, but I seen it though. I saw it, bro. I seen it.
Oh man, I know you're stressing out because you threw up the halftime spaces.
I had to throw it up.
Oh my god, dude!
I had to throw it up. That's a whole different topic. Let's talk about Balogun. Let's talk about Marsch. What are we talking about?
All right, Marsch.
Don't piss me off. Don't piss me off with banter. Don't piss me off.
All right,
I'm in a great mood. My Lakers are winning. I'm on a straight red card, and we got Balogun, bro. I'm in a good mood, bro.
So we do got Balogun, and that's good. We already called it. We already know why. We know why he's here.
You know why he's here.
One of the biggest reasons, obviously, is that England pissed Southgate, and England pissed him off. Right?
England served him on a fucking silver platter for us, bro.
Yes, they did.
You know what? Had Southgate not made those comments about the depth at England, he probably still would have made a decision.
Yep.
He was going to still hold on. He might have played the Euros for England, the U21s. He might have played them, right? But when Southgate comes out and says, well, he's not doing it at the Premier League level like Ollie Watkins is, like Tony has, like Kane is doing. And you know what? Respect to those players because Ollie Watkins is very hot right now. He's very hot. Yeah. Tony, I know he got suspended, but at the time of this, he was scoring every goal, every game.
Right.
Harry Kane is Harry Kane for the next 4 years at minimum.
Sure.
Tammy Abraham, not the best, but he's still probably above Balogun, right? You got youngsters coming up. You can play Rashford at the 9.
You can.
So, but you just don't say that, though. You just don't say it. You don't say it. You say he's a good prospect, and we're looking into bringing him in.
You start fluffing, man. You start saying,
you start fluffing.
I love what I'm seeing, what he's doing.
Exactly.
He's scoring all those goals.
And have Southgate said that, Balogun might have said, you know what? Let me hold out till the end of the summer, right? Let me hold out till the end of the summer. No, Southgate said that shit, and Balogun said, man, fuck y'all. Like,
I got to give Southgate credit for this, though. At least he didn't pull a Gregg. He didn't lie. Number one about
he didn't lie. He was very honest, but I just think this is one of those situations where you were a little too honest.
Yeah,
and sometimes being too honest bites you in the ass.
Yeah, he needed to do a little more Gregg fluffing there, or bluffing.
We talked about this briefly, but just in case, we had a number of people join the show just now. So, R. Lubin says, wasn't it reported that England is planning on calling Balogun up for Nations League this summer?
Yes, it was reported by the guy we just discussed earlier, Edgar.
Yeah. Edgar tweeted that, and I DM'd Edgar personally because he's my boy. I didn't want to cause drama on Twitter. I told him, I don't think that's true. Check your source. Right. And he came back 10 minutes later and said, yeah, you're right. That's not what he said.
You know, and Edgar's reliable, so I'm not talking about him.
Edgar's very reliable, and Edgar, I always said from the beginning, Edgar said he was going to be in Orlando, and I said I don't think he was going to be in Orlando.
Yep.
Edgar got that. But then when he landed and it was confirmed, I checked in with Wes and I checked in with other players there, and they said, yeah, we're going to meet him in a couple of days. Fuck it, all right.
Can you speak to the whole idea? Because we have this stupid part on our show where we do transfer news, right? And it's annoying because 99% of it.
You know, it's funny that he talks to me like I don't watch the show. So we do this whole bit about transfer news. I know, brother. I've been here.
I know.
But the first 20 minutes talking about bullshit.
It's so annoying. But can you speak to the idea of why we keep paying attention to all this horseshit when we know 99% of it is bullshit? We know it's bullshit. We tell people it's bullshit. They don't listen. Or some people don't listen.
I was watching on Monday, right? I was watching on Monday when Brett put up my Jesus tweet, right? Am I right? You put up my Jesus tweet?
Yep.
Jesus
Okay.
Ferreira. Yeah.
He said
Wasserman,
multiple
you put up
Euro
both my
teams
tweets.
interested.
You put up both my tweets.
Yep.
Correct.
The Wasserman one and the just addressing the rumor, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Wasserman hold him. That was so fucked up by Wasserman to plant that rumor. First of all, you know your client isn't the most liked within the fans. So now you're intentionally going to put in a rumor that's not even believable, that's going to give your client that pays you more backlash.
Yep.
Why would you do that?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
It's not cool.
It's not, bro, and it's for the benefit of the agency.
Yeah.
It doesn't benefit the fucking player though.
They thought it would benefit him by spreading false rumors.
What fucking competent fan is gonna believe that Napoli, the Italian Serie A champions and semifinalists, want Jesus Ferreira?
I totally agree with you because that was such a bad play. Does Wasserman not know how good Napoli are?
There's no.
Are they that idiotic?
And that's why I said, dude, why didn't you put Lecce or Samatarian, the Italian team? Forgive me if I pronounce it wrong. A mid Serie A table, a lower table team, a Dutch team. You could have paid any fucking Dutch team to fucking post this besides Ajax and PSV and Feyenoord, and people would have believed it.
Right. I mean, if you're gonna throw flowers, you want to make sure that those are believable, right? You can't just throw out ridiculous shit, you know. And that's what they did.
The Pepe one, very believable and very accurate. Pepe is 1,000% going to PSV. The only thing that's holding out right now is that Augsburg knows they're not going to be able to recuperate the 20 million, so they're trying to negotiate a future sell-on clause.
Sure.
Yeah.
But once that's agreed to, and I know the president of Augsburg has been saying, "Oh, he's not going to leave." Yes, everyone says that. He's going to.
Yeah, you're always going to say that shit.
He's always going to say that. He's going to leave. The only thing that they're working the details on there is that we need a sell-on clause because realistically, PSV is not paying more than $12 million for him. So Augsburg is trying to get a 35 to 40% sell-on clause in the future to recuperate those $8 million lost, right?
They're gonna have to,
yeah. They're gonna. So that's what they're working on. So that one's legit. The Jesus one is not. Taylor Booth has real interest from Champions League teams, bro, but it's not Manchester. It's not.
We mentioned Napoli. Actually, was the other team.
Napoli.
No, he's not going to Napoli.
I'm not gonna say it's completely false, but he does have the Italian passport, right?
Yep.
Yes.
And it's low risk, high reward because Taylor's been playing pretty good, and he could turn out to be a good system player for them.
He could, but it's going to take some time.
It's going to take some time, and I know Napoli doesn't really bite alone, right?
Right.
But that one's not that far-fetched because of the Italian passport. That's why, right?
Yeah, but there's so many other teams in Italy that would be interested in him as well.
You know what adds fuel to the fire?
Given his style, Atalanta would be a good team.
You know what adds fuel to the fire? The Napoli president coming out and saying they want an American player.
That's what lit the flame.
That's what lit the flames, bro.
Yeah.
But if I had to put money on it, it's probably Christian Pulisic, to be honest.
I would agree with you. Yes.
He's going to have to compete, and they're going to have to sell the Georgian player, the superstar, with the K.
Well, he's probably going to go anyhow because they got people crawling all over the.
People are talking about $100 million for him. So
yes, yeah.
But he plays the same. He plays left wing though, so Christian doesn't want to play on the right. But Lozano doesn't want to play on the right either. But Lozano knows that this is the only way you're going to get on the field. So Christian might have to make that same sacrifice. If I want to play for Napoli, I'm going to have to play on that side.
I think Christian can play on either side, honestly.
He can, but he prefers the left, though.
Yes, he does.
His strength is to cut it in. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because to cut in and curl it with his right. So, but Lozano, he can play with both feet, and Lozano realized that he's probably playing way above his level anyway, so he's going to get on wherever he can get on.
Yeah.
Christian has a little bit more of a bigger ego that he wants to play on his position.
It would be fun to watch those two play together. That's for sure.
Yeah, I don't think Lozano's going to stay though. I think Lozano's out. So
you think so? I mean, he did
dude, Napoli's going to get hijacked this summer, dude. They're going to get hijacked.
You think
they're going to?
Possible.
You think Chuki's going to be one of the guys that's going to get hijacked though?
I think
he was an off and on against starter.
The thing is with Chucky is, and I can speak for because I'm Mexican. you gotta if you're gonna be Mexico's guy, you gotta start getting more PT.
Yeah. So he might just go somewhere else where he can get time.
So he can he can be a full-time starter, like a mid-table La Liga or a 7th, 8th place team in La Liga or a Sevilla or he can go there. You know?
Sevilla would be tough, but yeah, I mean they played today. They played really well.
Sevilla's in the Europa final, but that's because they're just fucking wizards in the Europa. They fucking suck. It's hard to say both those statements in the same sentence.
Yeah,
but they fucking suck. Because I watch La Liga because I'm a Madrid diehard. I watch La Liga. Sevilla fucking sucks. But at the same time, they run Europa. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, they did. They did it today. So, yeah, they looked a lot better today. But, La Liga's tough ass.
It is, but...
Look how Valencia struggled.
Sevilla has the talent, man.
And so does Valencia, and they struggle, too. So
Valencia needs money. They're selling Musah.
Yeah, they are.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Lozano isn't going to stay, says Keyshawn. Probably not. They want to sell Lozano, according to Italian media. Napoli fans can't stand Lozano. Oh, that's all right. Well, again,
same thing.
I can say the same thing about Chelsea and Christian. Chelsea fans can't stand Christian.
Sure, 100%.
Yeah,
it's the same fucking thing, bro.
It's true.
It's the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
So
well, if Lozano leaves, that does open up things a little more for Pulisic. More options if he goes to Napoli.
Somebody's calling me out. Somebody's calling me out.
Oh yeah.
Somebody's calling me out. Are you joining me or are you not joining me?
Oh shit, yeah. All right.
I would have to go make a new drink. I mean, I can go make a new drink. You want me to make a new drink?
Come on. You didn't cheers me last drink, bro.
All right. You guys keep talking.
Okay.
So it's the same thing with Christian and Irving, bro. I don't think their fan bases like them that much, and I think it's time for a new journey.
It's kind of tough, and I think the same thing is happening to Aaronson right now. We were talking about him earlier
with Brendan,
with the Leeds fans. Yeah, they really got down on Brendan this season.
But Brendan, you know what the problem with Brendan is? They paid 30. They overpaid for him. They overpaid for him from the beginning, bro.
Yes. Yep. And so they expected a lot more. And when he's not playing that much anymore, now his confidence is in the shitter. But I got to say this.
He can't play in the championship either.
No, it's going to be too rough. So I don't know what his next step is. I really don't know what it is. Go to Germany, go somewhere where your style of play is probably a little bit better and suits the league better, because I just think I don't think it's going to get much better for him in the championship. Now, there is a shot. There's a shot they stay up. That West Ham game is huge, man. It's huge.
Oh, I know. And you ready?
All right.
You got me drinking tequila tonight.
We're here. This is not a paid sponsor. Don Julio Silver. Stone Silver.
Prost.
Shout out to Club Vivo. Thank you for the 2-year anniversary gift right there.
Sweet.
I'm going to have to send y'all a bottle too.
Oh, yeah.
They sent me like 5 of them, bro. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to send y'all one. They sent me 5 of them. I'm going to send them to y'all.
Brett will send you our address.
Yeah, DM me y'all's address. I'm literally going to send these to you. I'm going to fucking send them to y'all.
We will drink them then on the show.
You got to drink them on the show.
And we'll toast to you each time we do it.
Hold on. What is Chris Gary saying? Can Diego confirm or deny that Pulisic is a virgin? If I had to put money on it, he's a virgin. If I had to put money on it, Christian's a virgin.
So here's the thing. I made that up as a joke, but I did it. I did it based on some evidence and information that I had that come into me. And
I don't really know what evidence or information you have, and I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
He is a very religious kid. That's another thing. He's very religious.
His dad's religious. His family's religious.
Yes.
I wouldn't put that on his son, though.
No, Christian has said he is very, very. He's in interviews. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I remember he did an interview with who's the left back that barely gets to play anymore for Chelsea anymore. Chilwell. And I remember them joking about the fact that that Pulisic has a hard time dating. because he doesn't meet certain expectations.
You mean the women? You mean the women, or he doesn't?
The women want him to finish the job, then he isn't willing to.
We getting too personal now. I can't speak on Christian because I got to.
No, I'm not asking you to.
I got to see Christian in 3 weeks. So,
hey, I personally, I can respect his personal decision.
So, there's like the photos of Pulisic that have been going around, that have been obviously that people have posted like their own words on it, like, hey, show me your titties or whatever. And it's all like Instagram photos of like him in a specific shirt. There's actually a video out there of like a series of him in those shirts. And then all of a sudden it pans over to what I can only say is probably some Brazilian
booty,
hairless kid guy flashing his wang. And people are posting this around saying like, oh my God, Pulisic showed his wang because he had the same fucking shirt on and everything.
Well, that's weird. I'm glad you didn't.
Fucking weird.
You didn't have that all set up and ready to play here.
No,
I can't ever come on this channel without being really weird.
Well,
It's
yeah,
really weird.
that's what we do here.
True. All right. So what are we talking about though?
Well, we didn't really. I mean, for the most part, finish up on Marsch even, because you've heard my criticism of Marsch. Do you understand why I'm critical? And
because he hasn't succeeded and he plays this really fucking weird style that just doesn't work in modern day game.
So, as you understand it, how do the players, like generally think, are going to embrace?
I'll read you a tweet. Hold on. I'll read you a tweet that I sent to Herc.
Okay.
I'll read you. I mean, a message, a DM. I'll read it word for word. And I'll tell you the date. So this was to Hercules Gomez on Wednesday, May 3rd. Wasserman has been talking to its players about the idea of playing under Jesse because it's looking like a big possibility, right? On quotations, Weston, Gio, Brendan, Mark McKenzie, Miles, Robinson, Joe Scally, among the few players that Wasserman has been talking to about, hey, what do you think about the appointment of Jesse Marsch?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's starting to look like a major possibility, right?
Right.
So the players that I have relationships with, if they're either from Dallas or they're Wasserman, right? We know them.
Right.
So between those two groups of players, LA-based, Kellen, Wasserman, they're not against it. Weston, literally, one of the main reasons he joined Leeds was because of Jesse.
Correct.
Brendan has a great relationship with him. Tyler and him are really close, actually.
I would imagine. Yeah.
Tyler and him are really close.
Yeah.
So that's 3 of your starters. Brendan on and off starter, but he's still starter. Joe Scally's going to ride with Gio. Gio's not against it. From what I heard, Gio's not against it because Wasserman, from what Richard Moskin has had conversations with Jesse. Richard Moskin is the main guy at Wasserman for the soccer department. Gio isn't going to press. He had that same problem with Gregg.
Yes.
They've come to understanding that when Jesse comes in, that it's not going to be the same Jesse that Jesse has been in the past.
Okay.
It's Jesse is going to accommodate to its players' best abilities.
I hope you're right,
This is from my sources within the players and the agents, and this isn't nothing new. People know that I talk to Wasserman. People know that I talk to the players. This isn't nothing new. I'm not making anything new, right?
Right.
But from what I've heard within the pool of the players and the agents of the players, it's that the reason that Jesse might be a real possibility, at the time, now he really is going to be the coach, but at the time, they believed it was because Jesse is pitching to the federation that, hey, I know I have this track record that doesn't really mend well with your current core of players, but hear me out. I will play to the players' best abilities. That's
good to hear.
This is my dream job, right? So why would you it's like if you finally get your dream girl and then you just go do some fuck shit, right? you finally get the dream girl and you're probably going to act right? You're probably going to act right.
You would think so.
You would think so, right? You would think so. But this is coming from people, from sources within, the whole picture, right? That Jesse's Jesse doesn't have to sell himself, but the one thing is that they know that Jesse runs this press game that doesn't really fit a couple of the players. Like, here's the thing. You can't play Tim Ream and you can't play John Brooks if you're pressing. They're going to die out there. Those two players are just going to die. They're older, they're slower, they're not athletic. But
are you saying Brooks might be back?
Brooks is going to be back.
That's good to hear, too.
I told, Brooks is going to be back.
Yeah, I guess Jesse has to do something different.
He's gonna adapt to this golden generation.
It's like you said, like you just met this girl, you get hooked up, right? And yet you still continue to masturbate every Wednesday at the exact same time.
If Jesse masturbates every Wednesday at the exact same time, then Fire has.
Maybe,
right?
maybe if Pulisic had done that, he might be able to do what you were saying he was doing. Apparently,
maybe. But that's what I've heard. So
here's the thing, though, Diego. What you're saying is basically was my devil's advocate every time Derek went on a rant about Jesse Marsch being the U.S. men's national team coach, and Derek seems more compelled to just agree with you and move forward with it.
No, I always say, Brett,
he's
Brett,
like, Brett, no,
I always,
he's a dogmatist.
I always say the same thing at the end of that rant, Brett, and that is what if I'm willing to hear those words come out of Jesse Marsch's mouth, I will be happy. Now I'm hearing something like that happen behind the scenes. So just like I said, if I can hear it from Jesse Marsch's mouth that he is willing to adapt and change, and
I don't think Jesse Marsch is going to personally just shoot himself in the foot and say, "Yeah, I know my style doesn't work in club football. I'm going to change my." I don't think he's going to say that. I think you're going to have to see it.
No, I want to see it, but I'm glad to hear that behind the scenes that conversation was happening. Because once you do hook up with a really hot chick, what you don't do is jerk off every night at the same time that you always did.
Especially not on a Wednesday.
And now you got a girlfriend now, all right? You don't need to do that.
You're horrifically looking maid, right? That's what Arnold did.
Unless you're Pulisic, then you don't. You want to go church or something. But
Nick Vincent says any talk of his assistant coaches with Jesse, like Jim Curtin?
I'm hearing he's bringing Chris Armas and Anthony Hudson's going to stay.
Chris Armas was there in Chicago with him, so I would imagine that
he's been his guy since Chicago. He was there in Leeds.
Yeah, exactly.
Was he there in the other clubs too?
Yep. Armas makes sense. Keeping Hudson makes sense.
You have to keep Hudson for what he's done in this short amount of time. Okay, First of all, speaking of short amount of time,
I feel like we got to give Berhalter a bit of a feather on how Hudson's
doing that's what I was about to say.
Oh, for Christ's sake!
Speaking of what Hudson's done, I can attest that now that Balogun is a U.S. player, I have a little bit more freedom to speak on the matter, right?
Nice.
A little bit more freedom. Gregg had reached out to them.
Okay.
They put down the phone every time.
Yeah.
The whole Alexis Lalas segment about, we got to give him some feather or whatever the fuck bullshit analogy that
we can listen to that if we want to.
Well, I don't know. I don't want to see him. I don't want to see that man. I don't like him. I do not like Alexis Lalas. I don't.
You don't like Lalas? Oh.
No, I don't like him.
That's karma.
Gregg did reach out to their camp.
Karma, wasn't it?
Gregg did reach out to their camp multiple times, right?
Yeah.
Gregg has never had a conversation with the player or its agent.
Amen.
Not one.
Wow.
Now, and this is from my source with Balogun, and you got to understand, I connected with his camp when he was in Orlando.
I remember.
I connected with Balogun's camp in Orlando because Weston was a part of the committee that recruited Balogun.
Right.
And he went to dinner with him, right?
Yes.
So I have connected with their people. I'm going to actually have dinner with them in LA for the training camp. Me, Wes, Balogun, their people were having dinner in LA. So, I talked to these guys.
So
Gregg has never had a conversation with the player's reps, or any family member.
So why is Alexi Lalas so eager to deep throat?
Alexi Lalas, I guess
Gregg
that's his buddy. That's his buddy because Alexi Lalas.
They were that close.
Alexi Lalas is the same guy that said Gregg should be the head coach still.
Yes, he did.
So Lalas was friends with both Reyna and Berhalter during that whole issue, the whole debacle.
Who did
he
defend?
It doesn't surprise me that he wants to kind of defend his friend in that sense. about being included.
Who did Alexi? What side does Lalas choose with the Reina and Gregg situation?
He didn't take a side initially.
He didn't take a side
for the most part. I mean, but then in the end, though, he did take a side because he ended up saying that Berhalter should be absolutely considered.
Okay, that's
because the Reina's blackmailed him.
That's
paraphrasing, of course.
Then you chose your side with
correct,
side, right?
He did.
Yeah.
He clearly has this relationship with Gregg. He probably still has it, right? If he's still trying to praise Gregg,
I don't think they're that close. I honestly don't.
I mean, there's no way Alexi Lalas is just throwing out Gregg fucking prop for no reason.
They played at 98. They probably played 98. They played 98 together.
Oh, so when Gregg did his tour, right? Did he stop by Alexi's show? Did he?
Yeah.
With Musah?
He
did Alexi's show. He did Herc's show.
I remember Herc's show.
And then he did I can't remember the other dude's name. That's not a soccer guy, but I can't think of his name.
I don't remember the one with Lalas, but it could have happened. It's very possible. I just don't remember it.
Listen, regardless though, Gregg, with the whole Alexi Lalas segment about give Gregg some credit or a feather, as he said, bro. I have it from his camp, from Flo's camp. Gregg and the player or his reps have never had a fucking conversation, bro. It's
good.
Reaching out to them. Hey, we want to call you up. Are you interested? No.
Yeah. Hey, Lalas, I hope you're watching this, motherfucker.
Gregg reached out too prematurely. Balogun was nowhere in the position ready to decide his future. He was 20 years old. He was 19 years old.
And that's the whole point about Lalas's comments. It's premature ejacularity because he's all like ready to hand out feathers and he doesn't even know the fucking facts.
The first actual conversation that the Fed had with Balogun was because of Anthony Hudson.
Amen. Thank you.
Post World Cup.
I mean,
that was the first thing that Anthony Hudson did. Was said, we need to bring in some players because we're missing pieces at certain positions, right? We got Pepe.
Yeah.
Pepe might not be enough. He's not there yet. Don't get me wrong. I love Pepe. That's a Dallas guy. That's my guy. Pepe's actually my boy. I love Pepe.
He's gonna be great.
And I think this Balogun move is gonna fuel him to like, yo, you really got to move to the big club. You really got to. Hey, maybe one day we switch to a 4-4-2 and we got two fucking superstar forwards.
That would be great.
Don't say it.
My God.
Don't say it, Diego. No.
that would be great.
That would be a miracle.
Those strikers
right?
is insane.
With Christian on the left, Weston on the right, and Tyler and Musah on the middle. Now we're really cooking. Now we're really cooking. But listen,
that would be great.
But but Anthony Hudson's priority when he got the job, the interim job, was this is where we're lacking quality at the 9 position.
Yeah.
What can we do to fix that? Well, there's this guy in England.
Josh Sargent.
No.
Oh.
No. There's this guy in France.
There we go.
Who was born in New York.
No.
Who's already represented us. Let's go get him.
Yeah. One youth appearance. Son.
Anthony reached out to them.
Yeah.
Anthony is the reason that he came to Orlando. I'm gonna tell y'all that right now.
I always loved Anthony Hudson. I like this Anthony Hudson guy.
Anthony Hudson convinced Flo to go to Orlando and take a visit.
That's
Anthony
sweet.
Hudson did that.
Skip out on the U21 bullshit. Come over here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anthony Hudson. Along with England disrespecting him, right? With England disrespecting him. As soon as that news came out about the U21 shit and all that, Anthony called him. He called his agent. He said, I'm just reaching out to you guys. I see what's going on in the news. I would love if you guys came to Orlando when we're there. You know, look at our facility, look how we run things, meet the boys, meet a couple of the reps. And they took that news to Balogun and said, hey, the coach is reaching out. He feels for you. Do you want to go to Orlando?
Hang out.
And meet with them? Yeah. And Balogun said, yeah, I'm ready.
Nice.
Just pull a hammy. You'll get out of the camp fine.
Oh yeah! All of a sudden he was injured.
It's tight.
So that whole Alexi's bullshit. That whole Alexi's bullshit about give some feathers to Balogun to Gregg. Alexi Lalas. That's
Thank you.
bullshit. Gregg has never spoke to the player or his agent. Not
Thank
once.
you for backing up my fucking rant earlier.
Not once, bro. Not once have those two.
I think Diego's listening to your rant. He's like, I'm just gonna back Derek up on this one.
I gotta back my boy.
I think if Diego heard something different, he would have told me that.
Yeah, probably.
Honestly, he would have.
So there are already people out there that are calling Flo's move the wrong move. Not necessarily not representing England, but choosing not to represent Nigeria.
No, they have Victor Osimhen. What the fuck is he gonna do there?
So Yimsy says either way, I don't see him winning a trophy soon. Dude missed a chance to rep Nigeria and easily win AFCON.
Okay, you can win an AFCON. You can win an AFCON. They're gonna win. Like, what is
Nobody
that,
cares
though?
about that.
No one cares about. Like, no disrespect to AFCON, right? I like Africa. It's a strong region, but that means nothing in the world of football. Like in the
it does mean a lot in Africa, but not in the world of football.
Where does he play though? You know what I'm saying? Like, check this out. Balogun's about to be the face of the US and the 2026 World Cup. Yeah. It does not get bigger than this, bro.
Yeah, you're talking about all kinds of commercial money.
We're talking about fucking 2 billion people watching you out.
Commercials.
Dude, the money that he's going to get from Coca-Cola? The money he's going to get from Coca-Cola alone.
Oh, no shit.
And Budweiser.
We drink in America, by the way. We drink here. That money he's getting from Budweiser? Now
it's going to be ridiculous. Yeah,
Balogun's going to have to get it because we know Christian is Christian, and he's going to turn it down. Right?
Yeah, you meant Christian is a Christian.
Christian is a Christian, so he's going to turn down the Budweiser money, right? He's going to turn down the Budweiser money. And Weston has the Chipotle money. But here goes Balogun.
I think he's winning. If it becomes between Budweiser and Chipotle, I think I'd probably choose Chipotle over Budweiser.
I would too, to be fair, and so would Weston because he's a little chunky, right? But Balogun is the perfect poster boy. He's a good-looking guy.
Yeah,
he's that guy. He's the best player on the. Balogun is gonna get that money, and his agents know that, and he knows that. And respect to Nigeria, beautiful country, great team. But they're not hosting the 2026 World Cup, bro.
And if you think travel and during qualifying is difficult for CONCACAF, in Africa, it's an absolute fucking nightmare. I mean, we've seen footage over the years. It's really tough.
Not only distance, but you have to worry about.
He's coming to one of the. He's coming to the best country in the world, bro. Even though there's a lot of bullshit here, and I don't condone the bullshit in America, he's coming to the best country in the world for marketing opportunities.
Absolutely, he's going to be a millionaire.
That's a part of the game. That's a part of the game. At the end of the day, marketing is a part of the game, and Balogun is going to have opportunities that he won't have playing for England. He would not be on the 2026 team. I guarantee you, he would not be on the 2026 team.
No, he won't be.
No,
he wouldn't be for England. No,
he would not be. And I don't even know. Oh, maybe Nigeria.
He would have to He'd have to shine something extremely. Good
it's gonna be Harry. It's gonna be Harry. It's probably gonna be Ollie Watkins and someone like Callum Wilson or Marcus Rat. Like, you know, he's probably not gonna make the team.
So, no, he may not even make the team. But I will say this: for us, does he start right away, or do they kind of ease him in? Ease him in.
He's not gonna start against Mexico.
I didn't think so.
He's not gonna start against Mexico. I think you'll see him in minute 60.
Yep.
Sure.
I think you'll see him in minute 60.
Well, you've got to, just based off the chemistry alone, you've got to work him into it.
The Gio and Christian and all of them have with Pepe and Tim and all of them boys. Mm-hmm. And Pepe's been scoring for the U.S., so it would really be a slap in the face to Pepe to bench him.
Oh, I agree.
Now, can Pepe respect him coming on the 67th? Yeah, that's fine.
Sure.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Have your turn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so right now, the depth is it's basically Flo, Pepe, Sargent.
Sargent is probably the best player when it comes to defending and all that, right? Like, if you have a 2-0 lead, I would put Sargent in.
He's a very universal type player when it comes to how you play him. You know,
let's say you're tied 1-1, tied 0-0. Balogun is on the bench. You got to put Balogun in, right?
Oh, I'd agree. I mean, unless
he's scoring goals hands over fist in France. I mean, at this point, Sargent, yes.
Okay, hold on. Let's be fair. He was scoring goals hands over fist. It's been a rough last couple months, and he has a lot of PK.
And he has a lot of shit going in his life right
We're
now.
talking about
He has to decide where he's going to play.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He was cold post.
He was cold.
Ever since that March camp.
I think he did that on purpose so that way England wouldn't call him up.
No.
Well, he wasn't scoring, and dudes in England were scoring.
That's
so it worked out for
jackassery.
him.
Of course, it's jackassery, Derek.
Well, I'm just saying.
Hey, Diego, what about the rumors that that Arsenal are actually interested in selling Balogun?
He's not staying at Arsenal.
Yeah,
No.
But I'm just saying.
Well, here's the thing. I don't think he's gonna stay at Arsenal. I haven't asked his people about that.
But is it loan or sell? Loan or sell?
I've been more interested on the national
team.
The
rumors have been sell. They're looking to sell him. He's on a high right now.
You could, but the thing is that he has the same agent as Saka.
Okay.
So they have a really good relationship with Arsenal.
And they're friends. Yeah.
Yeah, they're friends. So whatever Balogun wants to do, I think Arsenal will grant. Just because they have a really good relationship with the club because of the agent with Saka. So it's kind of like if Balogun wants to stay and try to prove himself, I honestly think Arsenal will give him a chance. But if Balogun says, I want to go play somewhere else, I think they'll grant him that. But I don't know if he's going to be sold. I can't confirm or deny that. I don't know that information.
I think he needs to go because I don't think, based on what I've seen this season, that he's going to get enough of a chance. He'll get like the random 20 minutes here, 10 minutes there.
Well,
I think
but there's also
he's a
lot
starter.
of games in England. There's a lot of games in England.
I agree.
There's FA. There's a
Champions
League.
League.
There's Champions League.
Yeah.
There's. I don't think. Well, it depends. Does Arsenal bring in a forward? Because Gabriel Jesus.
Yeah.
He's not cutting it. Eddie Nketiah. He started hot. Hasn't really scored in a while.
They did. Yeah. They just got their ass handed to them by Brighton.
They've gotten their ass handed to for the past fucking 4 or 5 games, bro. They bottled the fuck out of that. So
maybe they keep him. Maybe they keep him and give him a real chance.
Maybe they're not that elite team that they think they are.
It doesn't look like it.
They had a hell of a good start, and they just
had a good start. And this past month and a half, they've been. But to the rumors, I don't know. I don't know if he'll be sold or not. I can probably find out, but I don't know right now. I don't want to speak on it.
Fair enough.
But
they're no man cities. They're no Man City.
Aside from being sold from Arsenal, and this is diving into the whole dual nats United States debacle that happens when you talk about players that are choosing the United States over, say, Germany or over England in this situation with Musah and now Balogun, is that you start having people spout off stuff like this.
Oh, Jesus, this again. Yeah.
What does it say?
Mercenaries.
It says with recruitment of Balogun, can we officially call the United States men's national team Merce America?
No, we can't because he was born in the United States. That makes him just as American as anybody else.
Derek and I have the solid stance when it comes to the dual nats. Even if your connection to the United States is minimal as just being born here.
No, or having a mother or father that's American.
Well, that too. But there have been instances. Well, Balogun's parents aren't American, are they? No, they're not.
They were here when he was born. I don't know. I believe his mother had some sort of citizenship of some sort at some level. I don't know.
Balogun's parents.
What about Balogun's parents?
Balogun's parents.
But that's not really.
No, the point is he was born in America. He is as American as anybody.
Born in fucking New York.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
That's our point. But you went off talking about parents, Derek, and I'm just saying it doesn't matter.
No, I said there's another whole level to that, which is, for instance, we have players like Jermaine Jones who were born to one American father and a German mother. They never lived here at all. He's still fucking American. His father served in the U.S. fucking Army. I'm sorry. That makes you an American, a son of an American soldier. That makes you fucking American. And I don't care what anybody has to say about that.
Who are you talking about?
Jermaine Jones.
Oh, yeah, that was fucking stupid. People bitch about that. Yeah, you can eat a dick.
They bitched about that. They bitched about Musah. They bitch about every, dual nat. Everybody's doing dual nats now, folks. Wake up. Everybody is. There are lots of dual nats on the English team, lots of dual nats on the French team, lots of dual nats on almost every team you can possibly see. Germany had all kinds of Turkish Germans playing on their team. They're dual natting it up too. We're not alone. What, we got to suddenly have a purity test here in the United States? Hey, this is the home of the free. But it's also diverse.
Y'all know that World Cup French winning side was all a bunch of Africans?
Exactly.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but they had about
everybody's
9 out of 11 starters that were African-born players or descent. So
everybody's dual natting it. There's no shame in dual natting it.
Hey, and speaking of dual nats, they saying Amir Richardson's next.
Questionable, yeah. I read about that too.
That's what they saying. I don't know Amir Richardson's game, but apparently he's highly rated, and USA's going for him. So.
Yeah, who's the other team? Is it Spain?
It's Morocco and France.
Is it Morocco and France?
I mean, here's the thing.
We got a good shot.
Well, here's the thing. I think USA has a good shot just based on track record, right? Obviously, Balogun, Musah, right? Anthony. But Morocco just made the semifinals, bro. And
that's true, but
they have a young team. That's a young team.
We have a young team too, though.
It was still a bit of a fluke. Come on.
That same young team that Morocco has and we have, they
earned it, but that's not going to happen next World Cup.
Yeah, I know it's not, but you don't know that.
I don't know it, but if I had to put money down, I'd say Morocco's not making another semi.
Put money in it, Morocco doesn't make the Final Four of 2026 for sure, right?
Yeah.
But guess what? That's what Morocco could tell him, and can USA tell him that? No.
I just think that if you're talking about someone like that, like Amir, first of all, we're early on it, right? We're really early, right? He's not going to have to make that decision. How old is he? How old is he now?
Was he 21 or so?
Is he? Is he already 21?
He plays U23s. He plays for the Morocco U23 right now.
Well,
I think he's 21.
He's 21. He's 21.
Yeah, he's 21. Yeah.
Okay, then he's going to make this decision soon then.
He has to make it because the World Cup is in 2 years.
Yeah.
The qualifying for Morocco starts in the fall.
Right.
It starts in the fall. So,
or he could choose America and not have to qualify at all.
Or he can choose from and I think is he a defensive mid or something? Is that what is he?
Look him up, Brett.
I'll look him up, yeah.
There's a lot of hype behind him, but I don't know anything about him though.
I did want to bring up Aaron Long's post here where he talks about Yanks abroad. And the fact that he is a troll that just trolls American players. Yes, I know that. But the topic as far as mercenaries is a well-known and long-lasting.
Yeah, it's been going on for years, a decade. I mean, Brett and I were talking about this when Jermaine Jones decided to play for the United States 10 years ago. Or longer.
Amir Richardson is a central midfielder / kind of defensive midfielder. He plays most of his time in the central.
The U.S. is really fucking stacked in the midfield right now. That's
I don't think we need to be desperate for this guy. He plays for La Havre.
From what I've heard from U.S. fans is Amir Richardson is the best doing that out there. Like with Balogun and with Musah, they're saying he's the best one. But the thing is, his position is stacked.
It's stacked, and he plays in League Two. Okay?
True.
La Havre's in League Two.
Yeah,
so I don't think we need to get all hot and bothered about him.
Now, if he gets to League One and he's still open, and he's still open for the U.S. to come in and get him, then that's a different story, right?
Yeah, I'd agree. I think he's probably going to go with Morocco then.
Yeah,
that would be my guess.
Morocco's,
and that's just because that's where he's been. He's already played 3 games for the Morocco U23 team. So he's leaving. He's going to go with Morocco. And I mean, we don't need to be desperate for every, Tom, Dick, and Harry out there.
No, but
we can extend and say, hey, we're interested.
If doing that or taking you to the next level, then fuck it.
I agree, but I don't know if this guy's taking us to the next level because he's playing at La Havre. He's 20. He's 21. He's 21. He's not 17. He's not 16.
You're right.
He's not 18.
You have a point.
Can you pronounce that name again real quick? What is it? Is it Reims?
Rems.
So apparently Reims owns him. And he's on loan.
He's on loan.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So he came through the Nice youth system before joining Le Havre. I don't have anything on here.
It's. Listen, I'm just saying. Amir Richardson is up there, but we can move on.
He's on loan. He's not on loan from anybody. He's signed by La
Oh, he's not. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know what they're
Well,
going to say
I
him
don't
out.
know why there's so much hype on him, but they're saying he's the best doing that USA's ever had. That's why I'm bringing it up. But
Okay. No, I mean it's interesting. I haven't even heard that much.
It's interesting because he's a League Two player.
I'm gonna back you up on this one, Derek. You're right.
Thank you.
That's his professional career right there.
He's a Nice youth player. Okay, I don't even know that much about him. I just,
I
popped
just know
up earlier,
people
that's
have
why
him
I was-
rated
yeah.
really fucking highly right now.
Yeah. No, I mean, listen, you got to keep an eye out on everybody, right? But if he were 21 and starting for Lille or Marseille,
That's a different story.
I'd be all over that shit. But it's
You just take a
Mahabra.
sip?
It's League Two. I wouldn't get too crazy. I don't even know where
Yep,
Mahabra
I've already got
stands.
you on the. We got the sipping now.
Shit, hold on. All right.
I'm feeling good. My Lakers
Again,
are up, baby. My
again.
Lakers are up.
Oh, Jesus.
Capo Bravo.
Oh, I got to go to the Lakers game. Okay, so we don't have much else to cover here, Brett. Do we
We got
want to?
U20s, Derek.
Okay, let's cover
You wanted to
U20s.
cover it. Let's
Shout
cover
out
it.
Jonathan Gomez. That's about the only fucking player I know about.
Yeah, he's not. He's barely going to play.
Yeah.
He's not starting?
Yeah, I doubt it. Maybe
Man,
the first game.
I'm
First
cool
game
with his
he'll
brother,
start.
and I'm cool with his agent, and I sent him a message saying, wishing you the best of luck. I thought he was fucking starting, bro.
Nah, he'll start first game probably because of the way they put together the roster, where they don't have
This
a whole
guy.
lot of. They don't have a whole lot of XX
This guy.
players for a while.
What is the fucking hype on this guy? I don't know who he is. What is the hype on him?
No buck.
No, but
Yeah, what's the hype? Someone
Solid. He's been
Really
solid
good?
for Revs. Yeah.
Really,
he's
really
got.
good?
Okay, let's be fair. All of these kids have a long ways to go.
Yeah.
Like, we had this discussion when he was getting all fucking sloppy the other night and had his cock all lubed up about all these players and saying one of them is going to definitely
Replace
be in the,
MMA. Yeah, MMA.
Oh,
It's gonna go.
I saw the conversation that y'all were arguing that was it Jimmy Conrad?
Jimmy
No,
was just laughing.
Jimmy was poking the bees behind.
Yes.
Okay,
Like,
but I agree with
It was
Chuck. I agree
Charlie.
with Chuck.
Yeah.
None of these players, and this isn't a diss to the players, right?
No, it's
The
not.
midfield right now is so fucking stacked.
Mm-hmm.
From the players he listed, I kind of have like a good knowledge of them through Twitter. None of those guys come off as someone that's going to replace Weston, Tyler, Yunus, Luka, Malik, Taylor,
It'll be
Gio.
tough. It'll be very tough.
It'd be
Yeah.
very tough. And the only player that they're saying that might make the 2026 roster is the defensive mid, Pedro Soma. And that's because
That's a
the
fucking uphill
USA
battle.
is thin at defensive mid. And
I
there's no
agree.
real backup to Tyler.
I agree, but that's
And
still
that's
going to
the-
be an uphill battle.
It's still nothing about it, but that's
you
the
go
only
with-
position. So unless you're a defensive mid who's just head above and shoulders everybody else in your class, you're probably not going to make the 2026 team.
So
That's just being real.
We've gone on for weeks talking about how Weston's not necessarily a double pivot, sit back and defend type of player. He's admirable in playing that position. He can play that position, but it's not his strength.
But
The big question is if, let's say, Tyler goes down.
They'll play Weston before they bring in a young player.
Yes, exactly. That's my point. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
They'll
100%.
Yeah. I mean, listen.
or
and
they're gonna they'll call up Kellen before they play a fucking young player.
Yeah,
he
or Cardoso.
just
Johnny.
He
Yeah.
just went a little crazy. Noel Buck and all these young bucks. Okay,
Mhm.
most of them don't play as a regular
That's the
starter in MLS.
I
yet.
don't want to hear
Give
about
them
any of these guys
time.
making the 2026 team unless they're playing first team football right now.
God, a lot of
Because
them
what are you basing it off of?
Exactly.
MLS next?
Dude,
because they got to
I
jump to Europe still.
I'm-
Most of them
You
to
haven't
prove
played
themselves.
against grown fucking men.
No.
You don't even know if these guys are even good enough to make their first team, let alone the national team.
So I'm obviously biased towards Chicago, and Guti is absolutely killing it there. The
Yeah,
problem
but your
is that
guys didn't release him.
Yeah, but
100%, yeah.
that's a good thing at the same
Yeah.
time because he's fucking good enough to be playing in MLS right now. That's a good
Yeah.
thing.
And that's I mean, this video with Buck. He kind of goes into that too,
All right, play the
because
video.
he was not. People were talking about, well, Buck wasn't released. He wasn't released. but he's like, hey, you know what?
I was released.
He's like,
I would have been able to be released.
He wasn't picked. People thought he wasn't released, but he wasn't chosen.
That's correct.
Then, yes, let's listen to this real quick because this is telling, quite frankly.
Hello, Noel. Thank you for taking the time. Just wanted to ask, obviously, you've been having a great season, but the U20 roster came out and you weren't a part of it. So I just wanted to ask, overall, what was your reaction? And have you had any conversations, with U.S. soccer about
solid fucking question by the press, by the way.
It's the national team, especially the youth national teams, they're very, very selective. And especially on the U20 team, there's a lot of good players that have been playing there for a while. It would have been really cool, but I'm happy where I am. If I was going to go and not play, like, what was the point, really? So.
Oh, well, maybe they actually were in contact and said, "Hey, just come along for the ride this time." And
that's some Sack Stephen shit.
Yeah,
more or less, yeah, isn't it?
It's like, I ain't coming along for no ride, bitch.
So I didn't see the video, but I saw people quote tweet it. Does he have a British passport? And he was like kind of like saying, I could also go to England if I want to.
Yes, the rest of this video is basically him saying that he has a dual now. He's UK and US.
Okay,
for him
to even put that in the spectrum, he firmly believes that he can go play for England.
He says in this interview he is nowhere near either senior squad.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why even throw out that I'm doing that?
I think he's thinking about like going over and playing for let's just see an example. Hold on. For like West Ham's U21 team or something like that.
Is he a first team player for New England?
Yes.
Not really. Not all the time.
But he's getting playing time?
Yeah.
He gets some PT.
How old is he? 18?
I think that's about right.
Fuck.
Okay, that's the thing. You're 18 and he doesn't have to be a starter. How many 18-year-old starters are in the MLS, to be honest? Right?
There are some.
But that's what I'm asking. He's at least in the mix though, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
he gets some PT.
That's good for an 18-year-old, right? That's good.
Yeah, but he's not ready for the 2026 World Cup.
So in this season, right now, in this season, in 12 games, he has 887 minutes. So he's averaging roughly about 80 minutes a game.
That's pretty damn good.
Lot. That's a
lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
So he's a consistent starter, guys.
Okay.
But no,
good to know.
I think the UK comes up here. I think somebody asks him about that, quite frankly.
Well, they just are curious whether or not he's able to go to Europe. That's all.
100%, yeah.
That's it.
Stop.
He's happy about being in New England right
now. People are talking about in the comments Paredes and Slonina. I firmly believe both those guys will be in 2026. But those guys, one plays for Chelsea. The other one is playing meaningful minutes for Wolfsburg. They're already there.
The challenge, I think Kevin Paredes has got a challenge on his hands because we don't know if he's a left winger or a left back, and we haven't figured that out. And I mean, they have at Wolfsburg. They play him as left.
But those guys are closer than any of these youth guys.
They are close.
It's not even about replacing the current starters with what Jimmy said. It's that there's players that are already in the mix that don't even play for the national team that you have to eclipse. Not only you have to eclipse them first before you eclipse the starters.
Yeah.
So, I mean, legitimately, Paredes could be already scratched in as a backup for Jedi, right? Although, would you want to start him right away? Would you
a
put
backup
Scally
for Jedi or a backup for Christian too?
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of competition on the wings too. That's the other problem.
But
you got Weah, Pulisic.
I've seen Paredes play for Wolfsburg, and he's raw.
Growing.
He's raw. Yeah. But he's there though. He's good.
Or he wouldn't be playing if he wasn't.
I think Gaga will be the backup. I don't think Gaga start, but Gaga's gonna be there in 2026. He's gonna be there. He's not gonna start, but he's
gonna be one of the three at that point. Yeah, it depends.
It's possible.
I hate to say it, and I like because it's my guy, but Zach is falling off from the radar.
Who?
Well,
Zach,
seven. We've been saying that. We've been saying that for a bit now, though.
He had a rough game this week.
Ethan just had a clean sheet in the relegation playoffs. If Ethan is playing Premier League football next year, and he probably will because I have them winning the championship, you got to take Ethan every game. You obviously got to take Maddie. And at that point, it's Gaga and Zach. if Zach doesn't have a future with the national team and Gaga does, you got to start giving that experience to Gaga.
I got some shit from Borough fans that said that the goal that was scored in the playoff game, the 1-0 playoff game, was all on Zach Steffen. It was his fault. And I looked for the highlight. I couldn't find it. But, I only had a few hours today. So I looked briefly, couldn't find it. There was one highlight that cuts too early or too late.
Gaga's going to be there. Gaga's going to be there in 2026. He has.
I don't know about that. I don't know, man, because it's too early to call.
Who's the third goalie you're taking?
I don't know. That's a good question. But I do think there are other young goalkeepers who
There's no other young goalkeeper. There's no young goalkeeper that's passing Gaga right now. There's no fucking. He plays for Chelsea.
Brett, your other goalkeeper there.
Brady's pretty fucking solid too.
They're saying Chris
he's
Brady
growing and developing.
I know, but how old is Brady?
The same age as Gaga.
He's in Chicago Fire. Oh, so he was his backup?
He was his backup, yeah.
But he's been pretty damn good.
Producing out goalies, huh?
They're pumping them out, man.
Let's see how much time
what we got going
gets.
for us.
Let's see how much time Slanina gets in, FA Cup and Carabao Cup and whatever for Chelsea going forward.
Well, he's going to get loaned out most likely. So
more than likely he will.
I hope so. Yeah.
But I mean, he's what, 19 years old?
He's 18 years old. He's 18.
Dude, keepers don't
turned 18 when he got
keeper prime. I know keeper prime years are 30 years old. I know this.
Yeah, like 27 to 33.
But if you have a generational goalie, they starting around 21 and 22 years old.
And to your point, Diego, in that sense that you look at this, you're looking at the third goalkeeper at that point.
You're looking at the goalkeeper.
So you're looking like a Turner, and then maybe like a Horvath. At that, if we're just projecting, a Horvath, and then who's the third goalkeeper? Is it going to be?
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
I think in Nations League, it will be Zach.
Because Gaga's at the U20s, so there's no way he's going to.
I'm saying it's going to be Zach, but I'm saying going forward, I think Gaga will be there, and Kevin Paredes will be there. So before any of these young guys try to get in, you still got to overclips the people that are in the bubble right now.
I get that.
And Derek, how's Borto doing? Is he with Fulham or is he with Leicester? Who's the Leicester kid? Who's the Leicester kid? I forgot about his.
I forgot his name too.
And there's high hopes for baby Aaronson. The little one, Paxton.
Yeah.
There's high hopes for him.
Hey, he's actually finding minutes. That's all that matters at that point.
You got to eclipse him too.
Yeah. He gets more minutes than Chandler.
You have to eclipse him too.
He gets more minutes than Brendan.
That's true. Well, lately. But Borto, he made the
Dunsey. That's who the Leicester kid is.
Yeah, Dunsey is, I think, maybe too old for the U20s.
Yeah,
Borto is a backup for the U20 World Cup, right?
Oh, they informed me that Ethan's on loan and he doesn't actually play for that team.
He is on loan from Nottingham Forest.
Oh,
yeah.
Well,
so
make it a permanent move if he got you to the Premier League.
I would if I were him.
Luton Town.
If
he gets you the Premier League, I think you have to go with him and give the team the money and buy him.
I'm just saying if Forest gets relegated and Luton Town stays in Championship. At that point, I would say make the transfer anyways because at least they are interested in playing him.
Well,
it
depends.
You can't play at Nottingham with Keylor Navas as your goalie.
His name Navas is on loan too, though, isn't he? He
was sold. He was sold to Nottingham.
Oh well, then fuck yeah, get the fuck out of there.
Yeah. Well, no, actually, plot twist: Navas is not playing in the Championship. So
that's true. Yeah, he'll probably leave.
Ethan might start at Nottingham.
Might just retire.
Yeah, he might. He might. There's all kinds of weird scenarios now. Because Luton's going up, Nottingham might be going down. I don't think they're going to go down, though. I really don't. I think we already know who's going down. Leicester, Southampton, those two I think are guaranteed. It's really between Everton and Leeds right now. That's the battle. That's the battle.
A lot of implications in this relegation, man.
So Navas is on loan.
Yeah.
I was right.
Navas is on loan?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Throw me some flowers. All right. Sometimes I'm right. Sometimes I'm wrong. This time I happen to be right. Okay. I don't know if we want to go through the whole roster of the U20s, Brett. I guess my point for the U20s was just like we have a lot of guys on this team that don't play a whole lot. We have a handful that do play occasionally, and then some that play a lot, but that's a very small number.
Let's spend 10 seconds to just run through the list. Okay. Here, quite frankly. Oh my goodness, what the hell happened there?
All right.
There we go.
Carrera, Salinina, Berhalter. We just had that discussion. Salina's starting every game.
100%. Yeah.
Uranus or Furcranus, my bad.
No, it's Uranus. Forever will be
That
Uranus.
Cuevas dude just got hurt, right?
Cuevas is playing with LA Galaxy.
He's
That's what
injured.
you're talking about. Yeah, he's injured. Yeah.
He got injured, right?
Yeah. And Halliday took his place.
Out of all these guys listed as defenders, who actually gets any playing time? Caleb Wiley. It ain't Justin Jay.
Is Gregg playing time with Philly?
Small minutes.
Bits and
pieces.
US Open
So,
Cups?
I mean, Jonathan Gomez doesn't always even
Weiner.
for Real Sociedad B doesn't even always play. So I don't think this is going to be the Achilles heel of this team. I think going forward.
No, Mike H. This shit cannot end. It will never end.
Shit,
We're just
please
gonna keep
end.
going. We're gonna keep going.
All right, scroll down. Yeah, we're almost over. Vargas gets a lot of PT for Seattle.
We're going to get some playing time for Philly.
Yep. Puxis plays quite a bit for Hayduck. Owen Wolf does.
Going into the roster announcement, they said that he was declined a call up. But you're saying that he's going to be brought in later stages
after the group stage. Okay. Diego Luna has not proven himself since going to Real Salt Lake. So that's good.
I like Diego Luna, but what's going on with him?
Yeah,
he's playing with their 2 team. What's happening there?
It's not. There's no consistency when he's played. He has not. It's been up and down, and he hasn't shown the flashes that he showed with the.
Yes, I was going to say in the U20 U23 qualifiers there. He was absolutely a standout.
Right,
and that was the most frustrating thing when he didn't start a game. You're like, oh my god! And now
Edelman will be
happening here.
Edelman will be the captain. Zachary's. Again, we're talking about really young kids here.
But I mean, Edelman, at least in the U20s and U23 qualifiers, Edelman and
well, isn't this a youth tournament though? Like, are players from other countries like playing real first team minutes too?
Depends.
You know what?
It's a youth tournament.
They're not required to release their players.
There's no requirement to release players. So other clubs are going to have countries are going to have the same problem we're having here. This isn't the best we could do.
They're all in the same scenario. They're just probably better prospects, you know?
Right. Mm-hmm. Quinn Sullivan, I like a lot.
I was going to say Jakaris was playing prior to his injury, and he was playing a little bit after his injury, but okay.
I cannot believe that's pronounced Zakaris.
Yeah.
It would be Zacharis in real Greek, but hey, who am I? Kevin Paredes.
Pulisic versus Pulisic, right?
Right.
Same thing.
Kevin Paredes and Quinn Sullivan. Kevin Paredes. Paredes, another Greek name. He's not Greek, obviously.
Man, 4 forwards, man. That's
the one guy I know.
The 4-3-3.
The one guy I know absolutely nothing about is Darren Yappy.
Yeah.
I know nothing about that.
I don't know anything about him either.
Yapster.
Right. Kate Cal, we know he gets regular playing time for San
But I mean,
Jose.
it's just strange considering that in the qualifiers we played a 4-3-3 with a false 9 with Paxton playing the false 9.
Well, Frankfurt doesn't want to let go of.
But now it looks like with 4 forwards. I mean, imagine we got to play more or less a 2 striker formation of some form.
Nah. I don't
Otherwise,
think so.
you're looking at Cowell and Paredes probably playing a lot. I mean, consistently, like with no subs. And then Sullivan and Yappy playing as the strikers?
Well, some of the midfielders can play out wide too. We didn't even talk about that, and I don't want to really get into it. It is 10:30, and this show needs to end. It's 2 hours and 20 minutes in. Hey, Diego.
I feel like I've been on here when it's 10 p.m. in Dallas, and it's only 9:30.
I know. For you, it's early. For us, for my old ass. It's
for your ad, not for
I was going to say, like, for us, I'm like, meh.
I told him I told him they don't have any questions to ask me.
Who the fuck is 50 here? Anybody 50? Raise your hand. Thank you. And I didn't think so. All right, I'm 50 fucking.
Leeds next season. What about Leeds next season? They fucking suck.
Yeah, we can't even get into Leeds next season.
What's going to happen with them in the championship, though, Diego? I mean,
huh?
So what's going to happen with them in the championship?
We can't go there because we don't know if they're going to be in the championship. They might survive. Hey, I'm thinking a McKennie header wins the game versus West Ham, And then
should
they
have fucking happened last match.
They shocked Tottenham. They shocked Tottenham at the end of the last game of the season. And
how much you bet?
How
much you betting, Diego?
Huh? Where?
How much you betting?
Sunday?
On Leeds, yeah.
I don't know. I actually think they're gonna win that game because West Ham just made the Europa League, conference finals. So I think they're giving. Here's the thing. Here's what I think is going on in West Ham right now. They just made the finals of the conference. They're partying. They're celebrating. They're gonna have tomorrow off. By then it's Friday. Well, fuck it. Let's just give the second team a chance. And Leeds is gonna go in there and win.
Well, see, that's the thing too. You got to remember that Leeds is fighting for everything at this point. They're coming into these matches.
Well, it's they played
tooth and nail.
against City, considering they didn't have much of the possession, but for like 10%. But they played decent against City. They didn't give up 5 goals. They gave up 2. That's pretty impressive. My team gave up 4 on Tuesday night or Wednesday in the Champions League. So props to Leeds for defending them better. Then they played Newcastle. Should have been up 2-0, but we're not going to talk about it. We're not going to talk about why we should have been up 2-0 against Newcastle. So, in this trajectory over Sam, this is the game you win.
Yes.
This has to be.
No, you have to win.
You have to win.
Lose this.
Yeah.
If you lose this, don't even show up to Ellen Road against Tottenham. Don't even show up.
You got to win this game.
You start playing your academy boys.
That's why I'm gonna try to
play in the championship.
I'm gonna try to make back my money that I've lost on the 2 Leeds bets. It's risky.
You'd be better off super chatting us that 10,000.
All right.
What would y'all do with it though?
I don't even know.
Send it to us. All right. So, Diego, thank you for coming on the fucking show again. We love you, brother. We'll have you on again. Whenever
whenever
it needs to happen.
Here's what we'll do. We'll do it before Nations League.
Okay.
I'm being LA first week of June with Weston and Flo.
Yeah, I want you joining that. I want you joining that show around everybody else. We're getting everybody included.
The Thursday of training camp, because they're doing the whole week before LA.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, before Vegas, they're doing a whole week in LA. So Thursday before we fly to Vegas, I'll be on here.
Real quick. Have you heard from all the people you talk with as far as the team from Nations League to Gold Cup more or less being the same team?
It's gonna be probably the same team, but there'll be a couple players that coming back from injury that'll play. So Tyler will probably play Gold Cup, so you got to take somebody off from the main team. Zendejas will probably be back, so you got to take a winger out of there.
Gotcha.
Tim Ream might, so he might, so there's gonna be, like Anthony said, 4 or 5
some
players.
turnover.
It's gonna be but it's gonna be other first team players that just aren't there.
Right.
So you're gonna see the first team in Vegas, and then you're gonna see about 3-4 players come back from injury that are from the first team, and then they're gonna play Gold Cup. But I highly doubt you'll see more than 2 MLS players or 3 MLS players.
I would agree with that.
I think Gold Cup, you maybe might see Jesus as a third option or second option.
There you go. I was going to say Ash brought that up. Will forever be there.
You might see Jesus in the Gold Cup. You won't see him in Nations League. I think the 3 for Nations League is set. It's going to be Josh, Pepe, and Flo.
Yep.
And then Flo might be removed because he has that transfer. Pepe might be removed as well if he has that transfer.
Both might have preseasons with new teams they have to work with.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's when you'll probably see other players come in, and Jesus might get in there. It depends. Do you rate Jesus over Peacock? Is it what's his name? Peacock or
Vasquez?
Haji, Vasquez.
Yeah,
I think
there's
Josh,
players there. Yeah,
Josh should be there for the Gold Cup. Josh Sargent, because he's not going anywhere.
Sure.
And then at that point, you're picking Peacock or Haji or Brandon or Jesus, right?
Yep, absolutely.
But you're still getting majority of the first team in the Gold Cup. So.
Yep. All right, I'm closing this motherfucker out. Thank you for coming on again, Diego. Brett for guiding us through the show. And to everybody else there, thank you for being here. Make sure you like, subscribe, share it with your grandma. Oh, and things you need to ask yourself. It's not so much, okay, she is your stepsister, but is she hot? Good night.
She's a trap. She's an unsung novel, turn a lap and get your whole world dazzled on the line, or a phone call with or without wine.